I was gonna hit the music, but you know what? I was slow on the get up. It's only two of us, but here, I'll do the just where is it here? There you go. That's all you get. Uh,
I was about to walk away. I normally have like a set amount of time when that song plays. But
do you need to walk away? Do you need
no,
to grab
no,
water?
I'm good.
I can hit it again. I can do it. Okay, he's not walking away. He's not walking away. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 640th episode of the GeekVerse podcast. I am the Clown Prince of Podcast, Travis Snell, and I'm joined by...
I am is that Buggy? Kirkland Patzer.
Yeah, just Mr. Patzer today. I said today's going to be my final newscast for the year. Dylan's like,
The guy's like, fuck you.
I don't need to be a part of that. And then Taylor's sick, supposedly. Yeah, so Kirkland's here. And Kirkland just is here because he feels bad because he slept in on vacation yesterday, which we'll talk. Chicken to the Goodfellas. All I'll say is, one, this week we are reviewing Goodfellas, which I'm very excited to do. So thank you to Dalton for doing that, because it's one of those movies where... and even last week when we did The Substance, I'm happy Charlie did that too, because it was past the point of the review, and we would talk about in Golden Geeks, but that was with The Substance. I remember last year everyone's biggest complaint was, well, you guys didn't do a real review for Saltburn, and we never did. Maybe we should probably do that, like a retro when Emerald's next movie comes out, because I feel like it'll be worth it, or even like a commentary track would be fun. Yeah. But so The Substance, I'm glad, because I think we would have been talking about Golden Geeks, so I'm glad we knocked that off. And Goodfellas, like, sure, I'd love to say, yeah, we're gonna do the Martin Scorsese retrospective, but like that's like a long...
Please no.
No,
Please
you don't think so?
No, I feel like that's just like the amount of hours of film. I don't even know how many movies
you mean
that
from
is.
that?
They just feel like long movies. And
from that
movies.
perspective, I thought you were saying like a lot of movies you wouldn't want to watch. You're saying similar movies, but I think
I want to hold my tongue until we do the retro. I feel like there'll be some revelations that come out when we talk about that.
Oh, some revelations! Oh my god! Like I see. Are you just trying to lump them and just say just as mobs movies? Because like you didn't see Killers of the Flower Moon, I guarantee you, right?
No, that's the Leo one, right? Like the newer one.
Well, let's say which Leo one? They're all Martin Scorsese Leo ones.
I guess so. Yeah,
it's either De Niro or Leo. But like, even though there's crime stuff, Wolf of Wall Street isn't a mobster movie, right? That's like a schemer. It's a bad guy as the lead. Shutter Island, horror movie. That ain't no.
I didn't know that was him. So there you go.
Yeah. Also, you haven't seen Kings of Comedy, but that's pretty much what the Joker is based off. It's like a comedian that snaps. So there's that. There's okay. Have you seen Cape Fear?
No, I haven't.
Cape Fear is really good. That's a psychological thriller where Robert De Niro plays like a scary guy that is after a lawyer and his family. I'm trying to think. Oh man, another one that I was very underrated a couple of years ago. Did you ever see Silence with the great Liam Neeson, Andrew Garfield, and Adam Driver?
No, I haven't. So there you go. You just like prove me wrong. I'm getting ahead of myself.
It's the ones you've seen. It's the one I'm seeing. I'm sending you out to the retro. You don't sound bad, But like, no, that one's. It's a dark movie, but that one's really good. I'm not gonna be on any Christmas casts, so yeah. Yeah, I know it's Jack's hat, but it's my hat. There you go. It's off now. Look at I think Taylor has bad with Madison taking off his posters. She just takes off all my clothes. That's why
ripping down all
kids.
Your Christmas gear.
Yeah,
it's not December yet.
No, I wore the hat because I won't be here for Christmas. But now I'm curious because I thought you said you loved Goodfellas. So what's happening here?
I'm not going to say anything till
oh
the
my
episode.
goodness!
Yes. Tune into the episode if you want to hear my thoughts.
I loved it when I was a kid, but now crime is so bad. But no, Silence I'd recommend because I can't remember what era it is, but Liam Neeson plays a nun. I think it's in a war at some point, but he goes missing. I've only watched it once. I can't remember. It's based on some stuff, but he goes missing somewhere. And Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver are also not nuns. Sorry, priests.
I was gonna say, interesting role. Interesting.
He's playing a woman, Leslie Nielsen. That's a man as well. But no, he goes missing. So they send two other priests to go find him, and some very disturbing stuff happens. So I think he and God, I can't remember the name of the movie, but he directed a movie where Willem Dafoe played Jesus. What is it called?
Is that the one when he hangs dong and he needed the dong replacement because he was too large?
No, that was that was
true story.
It is a true story. No, I can't remember. That was something else. That was like a horror movie. I think that was. I can't remember what that was.
Spider-Man 1 extended edition.
Not that one either. They had the suit to conceal that, but. Oh, I'm trying to find it. It's annoying. But no, you gotta go and that's why, some of them are music videos, documentary stuff, but director of 72 things, some of them are TV episodes as well. But
How would we even do a retro on that? Like, seriously.
just the movies? Okay, Last Temptation of Christ. I should have known it was called that. But yeah, it's Willem Dafoe playing Jesus. I want to give it a rewatch. Oh, what about Raging Bull?
Not familiar. Is that a big one that I should have seen?
Yeah,
Let's pull this up. Maybe I have seen it.
It's a boxing one with De Niro and Pesci, and I feel like you've seen the images of De
Oh,
Niro.
and I've never seen this.
Yeah.
Definitely never seen this.
This is what I mean. Minor spoilers. I think, ask me in 20 years when Nolan has more on his belt. To me, Martin Scorsese, greatest director of all time. Nobody has been consistently working for as long as he has with the amount of films that's been putting out the quality. I know some might throw a James Cameron or a Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg, to me, has a lot of misses in these last 20 years. Cameron, obviously you can make that state for the king, like the box office king, but he puts out one film a decade. Martin Scorsese, he's putting out multiple. So, like I said, Nolan's my personal favorite. He may get there. The only other person I might go is Kubrick, but Scorsese, man, you need to. Obviously, we would never do every film, but yeah, you need to Mean Streets, Taxi Driver is about a guy who's a war vet and he comes back and it's De Niro, of course, and he's a little off his kilter. Have you never seen that one before? He becomes kind of like a.
I've seen scenes of it, but no, not all the way through.
No. I think his biggest stuff is the crime stuff, but he has a lot of really good stuff. I start making your way.
I definitely just generalized him into that box of the mafia movies, and maybe those just aren't really my genre of movies, or maybe it's just I like particular ones, and then when they aren't. I'm saying too much. I'm saying let's just tune into.
I just we will. I just feel like you had said those were your type of genre, so I'm very confused now. Who knows?
I know. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting older. It's just tastes change. Taste buds are changing. Maybe my movie taste buds are changing. I don't know.
Well, there you go. Dalton says, thinking about picking Pulp, but you all would do a Quentin Tarantino retro already. Thought you all would do a Quentin retro already. We have done one. You can go back if you're on, because you're a patron, you might be able just to search. I can do a quick search there, but we did it when Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was coming out. It was you, me, and Dylan, and then Briggs and Taylor were on a mixture of them. But let me just see Pulp. Because the two best ones, obviously YouTube has that stuff, but because YouTube, you gotta have the videos, not the greatest. But let me just see, Pulp Fiction retrospective. Oh, it might not be on there, so I might have to find them. Maybe, yeah. So they are on YouTube, but we will, if you want to wait around, we will re-release them. I'll have to find and download the files. We will re-release them when Quentin, if he ever does his actual 10th film. But no, we have done the Quentin Tarantino retrospective. We've done them all. So. That's what happens. That 2019, that was now 5 years ago. So that's what happens, because obviously you're a newer listener there. There's a lot of stuff that's go there. But so tune into that. Be interesting, because Taylor and Dylan had never seen it before. Kirkland sounds like he's going to shit all over Martin Scorsese. So check out Goodfellas. That's going to be our last four-man cast. I was hoping it was going to be this, but like I said, the other two pieced out. The only reason they're doing that is Dalton, but that'll be the last one. And then this Sunday, check out After 9. That'll be you, myself, and Dylan. So anybody join phase 2 and up on the Patreon, you can call in. We got 7 slots. So 7 people. Once then we fill up. So I'll put out the last minute, hey, if you're going to join, let us know. But always, if you can, if you know 100%, let us know. And then we can reserve a spot for you. But yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be my kind of last cast. It might be actually Travis told you. I was trying to plan to do it before, but if not, it'll be after, because I had patrons just send me. I have one overall topic, Kirkland, but then I had patrons just send me in questions. Mike hit me with a hardball to give me what is my top 10 for the current decade right now. So the last 4 years, what's my top 10 movies?
Just movies?
Yeah, just movies.
That's challenging. I don't
yeah, because Emily was like, "Oh, that's easy," but I'm like, "No, 10. That's already just even looking at last year, my top 3, Saltburn, Barbie, Oppenheimer, right there. It's okay, you gotta include them all, but where do you include them?" So
plus challenging, just fighting off the recency bias of the things that are fresh in your mind, but.
Yeah, Substance. That's when we're like, oh, well,
if you forget one, it would just be haunting at you, I'm sure, after you record the episode.
Well, that's a good thing. Thank God for Letterboxd, one thing, because adrenochrome's up there, look at that. But then two, just that's the best list thing. They just recently made a wrestling one called Dropkicked, and I'm very excited. I've not used it as much as Letterboxd, but it's going to help me in the gimmick to keep my year-end lists and everything like that. But yeah.
Is it just like you just keep track of the pay-per-views, or
No,
how
it's
does
like
that work?
Letterbox where like you can rate events, you can rate matches separately,
Oh,
everything
okay.
like that. You can make lists. So that's why when I like have this year, I might not be on the episode. It'll probably just be David and Espo's, but I'll still send them my like, here's my top 10. A lot easier because I could put it in the notepad, but there's so many wrestling matches like movies. It's tough to keep up. But I'll be
Yeah.
doing that last episode of the Gimmick 2 this weekend. That'll be tons of fun. And then yeah, that'll be it pretty much. And yeah, the reason I pumped it out, I want to say a big thank you to everybody, of course, that supports us on Patreon, listens, everything like that. And as always, you guys did support us to make it so we could make a movie. And happy to announce that, yeah, we got selected into our 7th festival. So that's really cool. But then yesterday, funny enough, like 14 minutes apart, I got 2 notifications that we had won 2 film festivals. So we won the Vancouver Independent Film Festival and the Las Vegas Indie Film Festival. I think it's the Vancouver Independent Movie Maker one. It's tough. There's a lot of names on these things, but yeah. So that's pretty cool, Kirkland. Now we've won 3, we've done 7. So I think there's a chance we get double digits by the end of the year, which is
That's crazy.
not what I was. I didn't know what to expect when we started that, but I didn't want to shoot that high at the beginning. It's
Yeah.
always like, oh, well, let's see what happens. But yeah, we're officially 3 festival wins now. Pretty nice. So
I feel like it's still like not hit me that like people have even seen this movie. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like we made this and people have actually seen it now. And then like, but a whole nother thing of like it's going to these festivals and people are seeing it, and then it's actually being like winning in some categories. It still feels artificial to me. I don't know. I
yeah,
don't know. It's
like
strange.
there's people when I look at the Letterbox watch list that I've watched it that I don't even know. Like obviously there's mostly our patrons,
Yeah.
but then like, oh, I don't know who Harry is, but
It's like Travis Nell sucks. That's
Yeah.
one of the reviewers.
well, I shared on what is it on Twitter today, so I'm like, oh, I'm sure some haters can be like 1-star review
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, but I can't rate it. Taylor dropped a 5-star on it.
Yeah, that's
bastard.
bold. I don't know. I looked it up on there just to be like, wow, that's cool. It's actually on there, but I didn't
Yeah.
give it a rating. But I've kind of been slacking on my letterboxes of late. I really got to ramp it up. Now that we're getting near the end of the year, at least get
Yeah.
my list in order. Just sometimes when I'm like, okay, I watched that movie, but I still feel like I need more time before I just give it like that rating. And the next thing you know, 2 days go along, then I'm like, oh, I don't even remember what I was gonna write, let alone like just rate something. I'm usually
Mhm.
cheap and just do the quick little number
Well,
rating system.
That's why, and not try to like intrudge too much on our retro tomorrow. But so to transition into what we've been watching, now I'm back on the Mars Scorsese kick, so I'm going to be watching a lot of those. I watched The
Ooh.
Departed today.
Nice.
I kind of watch The Departed maybe once a year, but that's what I had rated it on there, or I'm about to, and I saw you had only given it a 4.5 out of 5, so I was
Yes.
pretty shocked by that. That's a pretty low score.
Yeah, I think
No, it's not. It's for you're agreeing with. I'm bullying you to agree with me.
I know,
Four
but
point
it's
five
like
out of 5. That's like
it's
a
out of the
9 or something.
5 rating. Like
Yeah.
I think that's 9 out of 10 technically.
Yeah, that's
on
what
a
I
10
think.
Scale.
Yeah.
I think I would give it like 9.5 out of 10
Yeah.
because it is a lot closer to a perfect movie. It's just there's some issues that I feel like I would have liked them to wrap them up a little bit neater, like especially with the what's her position, like the girlfriend lady at
The
the end.
therapist. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Fear for
nothing
me.
really happens like
Fear
with
for me,
any of the
yeah.
information that she gets out of it. Like it just kind of dies with her. Like I feel like there was going to be more of like
Yeah.
a important thing, but
Well,
I
but
don't
but
know.
the information she does have.
It doesn't really matter, I
'cause
guess.
something
at that
happens
point.
to that
Yeah.
character.
Yeah,
It's tough
exactly.
to-
So
yeah.
I kind of go back and forth, but I also just didn't like her accent in that movie. But it's like I feel like I'm just splitting hairs in certain areas to
Yeah.
make myself think it's not a perfect movie. But again, I could probably watch it another day and be like, yeah, this is just perfect.
Oh
but-
yeah. Yeah, I couldn't say it's perfect, but it's still like a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that movie. Yeah, so I rewatched that, and then I started watching The Irishman again. There's another mob one. There's another Mars. I'm watching
It's
the
just
mob
crazy
ones
to me
right
that you're
now.
just doing this all at once. Like for me, it's like okay, I could watch like Goodfellas one day, and then like maybe in a month watch something similar.
I get in the mood because it's still variations, and like Marty is still like the best dude. That's why for me, it's like even like there's tons of similarities, but then you got like Casino, Goodfellas. Casino and Goodfellas are the closest, but so maybe I'll just say Goodfellas, Departed, and Irishman. They're all like mob stuff, but they're all like very, very different type of mobsters and like different eras and different kind of takes. Like Irishman is way more about mortality and everything like that. Yeah, watching it, I haven't fully finished it. Watching it again, it is always tough because De Niro, like they de-age him and it looks fine enough, but like the way he moves is still like it's still a 6-year-old man playing a 30-year-old. It's very tough to, and it's like for the whole movie, it's a 3.5-hour movie. But yeah, I get in moods, and then luckily I was just in a Jack Nicholson mood, so that's why I watched The Departed. And yeah, I think I'm gonna just watch a bunch of. Before Killers Flower Moon, I was like, I'm gonna watch every Martin Scorsese film again, or there might be some. There probably is a few I still haven't seen. Maybe it's some of like his considered lesser work, but I was like, I'm gonna do that, and then I fell off. But I think I'm gonna try maybe at least even once a month to get those down, because obviously there's lots of movies. But yeah, so I was in the mood for that. Love that. That, as I've said, if people haven't listened before, that film is yes, Superman. There's another one, Gangs in New York. Another that is like a mobster, but it's like of old school age.
That's a Leo movie, right?
Well, it's either Leo or De Niro. It's
okay, but it's not a De Niro movie. It's a Leo one.
No, it's not. And they've only done. It was only Killers Flower Moon that's like a Leo and De Niro movie. That was the big thing. And I like Killers. Wasn't as fan as everyone else. But Superman Mike, because I was watching on Prime, I did circle over that one. But because I was doing a few more things that I had to focus on, I put on Departed because I know it so well. It's like it's like the Dark Knight. You can just quote it. But yeah, Gangs of New York. I know there's lots of people that don't like that. I know lots of people like are iffy on like the love story. But I love, like, it's so fun to see when Scorsese works with people like Jack in Departed, or like Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York as like the Butcher. Man, he's so damn good. So no, man, I think that's probably on the board after The Irishman, because it was looking at me today. Irishman I just put on because it's slower, and there is like, it's not a perfect movie, and there's sometimes I can not tune out, but like I don't have to like completely. But I've already seen it 3 times, so I got a good idea for it. But so yeah, that's my trajectory. On Monday at Bernie's, me and Emily saw Love Actually. That was tons of fun. Love that movie. That there's a classic movie where I would give that a 10. Nowhere, if you were to ask me on a critical standpoint, would I ever give that movie a 10. But just the enjoyment, it's like the best version of the whole, like, a bunch of celebrities together. And I think I also have a soft spot because it has a lot of actors like I really like Hugh Grant, Alan Rickman, Colin Firth, and Liam Neeson, like them in a movie all together. And then there's just little stuff like seeing Andrew Lincoln before Walking Dead. Have you ever seen Love Actually?
I don't think I actually have. I don't think I've ever seen Love Actually. No. Do a little mind blow there. I feel like I've started it just because I think you and Taylor both really love that movie. So just throughout the lifespan of the podcast, it's been brought up quite a few times. But for whatever reason, no, I don't. Maybe like we threw it on and I just fell asleep. Like I do remember starting it, but I don't remember the main points.
I don't think it'd be a Kirkland favorite, but you did like, again, creeping Kirkland's letterbox. I saw, because the next movie we're gonna watch is About Time, and that's the same director and writer. And you also gave that the low 4.5 out of 5. But no, that one's more sentimental. We haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to, because I consider About Time, like, that's my favorite rom-com of all time. It's hard, like, it is a comedy. It's more like I can't even say dramedy, but it's not like that, like, laugh at like, oh man, we're on Vegas weekend. Like, it's not that type of comedy, but it's like the very like subtle or like British type of comedy. But yeah, Love Actually, I get why people don't enjoy and think it's like, because I saw when I pull up my letterbox, lots of like 2 out of 5s, 2.5s, and then but it's one of those letterboxes where like the high ends there just feel good. And I get it, because people are like, well, how's this movie about love because someone cheats on each other and stuff? It's like, well, but like, to me, it like captures all the things about love. It like shows the high points, it shows that middle ground, it shows when you first meet somebody, it shows when your heart's broken, it shows when you're torn, everything like that. But yeah, Andrew Lincoln, did you ever watch Walking Dead back in the day?
First, like, until they get to the farm. That's I don't know what season.
So season 2.
Yeah, there you go.
You were out quick. yeah. But yeah, it's fun seeing him in that role, because he's like this like weird lovesick weirdo, and but in Walking Dead, he's Rick, and he's just badass and everything. But yeah, it's just a stacked cast. Like Chiwetel Ejiofor's in there, Keira Knightley, Emma Thompson. But so that led us to, I had seen it a little bit, like pieces, but never fully seen it enough, I think, to count. So for the first time in my life, I watched Bridget Jones' Diary last night with Emily. I'm not sure. Do you know what this movie is?
I know what it is. I've never seen it though.
Okay, yeah. So and because the reason is I like Colin Firth, I like Hugh Grant. They are in that movie, like it's the love triangle with them. So I'm like, well, this is a perfect time to watch it, because like Colin Firth, I fucking love Colin Firth, man, and Hugh Grant too. He's just such a good, charismatic guy. I'm excited to see Heretic, but it was actually a decent movie. I was surprised how much like Renee Zellweger, like, it's all in character, but like it's not to the same level, but reminds me a little bit of this is gonna be a weird comparison, but like Anna Faris in the Scary Movies, where she's just so down to be like the butt of the joke or like embarrass herself. And I know it's a character, but still, I could see some people look at the script and be like, "Oh, like I'm gonna look like an idiot if I do this." But she does it like so well. Like there's a part in the movie where she has to run down the block just completely in her underwear, and it's snowing, and it's obviously these are all actors, right? But there's like dozens and dozens of extras, and she's just running down half naked, selling the scene. And it's like, yeah, like you go, girl, like you earn this and everything. The reason it was like because of that, and then the fourth one is coming out on Peacock in November. So I was like,
Wow.
yeah. So I was like, I like these two. Hugh Grant is Hugh Grant from the 90s, exactly what you expect. Like, he's that character. Colin Firth took me off guard because I thought he was going to play, like, the lovable guy that's trying to get Bridget. He's a complete, like, bitter asshole. Like, he's not likable at all. In a good way, he's not likable at all. And I was like, oh, I didn't know they're taking this route with him. But no, I'd get, like, 4.5 on the letterbox. I enjoyed it. It was, like, an enjoyable rom-com. It was the same company that produced Love Actually. So I guess it's just another British type of thing. But Renee Zellweger is not British, but the other two are. So it's kind of weird. But no, it was an enjoyable time. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've been watching. I don't think so. Obviously, you can check on the feed. We reviewed Penguin. The finale reviews up there, so you can check that out. But I think that's it. Like I said before, catching on some like reality Netflix, like The Circle. I think we're finally. Emily's never finished. I think we're gonna get back into watching it. Everyone loves Raymond because Ray Romano's in The Irishman. So it's like we need to finish Raymond because I love Raymond. So
He's
thank
in The
you,
Irishman,
Superman.
eh?
He is. He plays Robert. He plays Robert De Niro and Al Pacino's lawyer or something like that.
Okay.
And he's actually a good dramatic actor
Yeah.
when he wants to be. And yeah, thank you, Mike. You know my letterbox better. I should double check. Yeah, I watched The Banshees of Inisherin again. Did you ever watch that movie, Kirkland? I doubt it. It's with Colin Farrell. I'm throwing so many curveballs at you right now.
Wow. I gotta do a lot of Googling today.
Sam says, Shutter Island was one of my faves all time. Always put on rainy aesthetic, old school detective vibes, classic Leo. Yeah, I need to watch it. I've only seen it twice, and it was both the years when it came out. When I watched it, I remember not being like disappointed, but being like, oh, like, okay, I really liked it, but I was expecting this is going to be, because everyone's like, oh, Marty's doing horror again. And I was like, this is going to be my favorite movie of the year. And it wasn't, but I want to watch it now older. And I will say, before I get to Banshees, I did see Nora. Everyone was asking about that. I will talk about saving that for Trash Told You, because I'm going to be ranking, because I won't be here for the end of the year. I'm going to rank my 2024 movies right now. I'll give my full Nora review on there, but I'll say Mikey Madsen, she's going to get that fucking Oscar, I'm telling you. But Banshee, so it's a movie where it's Colin Farrell and it's Brendan Gleeson, who we just saw in Joker 2 recently. They're friends for like a long time, and then Brendan Gleeson's character just decides one day, like, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. And he goes, why? Like, you're just too nice and you're wasting my time. And that's it, right? And then what happens is I'm doing some minor spoilers, but I'm pretty sure they show this in the trailers where if he's like, if you talk to me again, I'm going to cut off one of my fingers and send it to you. And I'm going to keep doing that every time you talk to me. And Colin Farrell proceeds to talk to him, and you can imagine what happens. And it's a wild movie, but it's all like, it's a great movie at the end of the day about like sincerity and why it's good to be nice to people. And it has a lot to do with like, hey, looking back at your entire life. I watched it purely because I was on the Penguin hype, but that also got me in a Colin Farrell mood. So I highly recommend it. I think you would like it. I actually don't think it's like weird enough if you ever watch it with Shay. I don't think you'll be watching Banshees anytime soon, but it's a really good movie. So that's what I've been up to.
Interesting.
What have you been watching?
What have I been watching? Daredevil. That's, hint at a super cool retrospective that Taylor and I are going to be doing. We're going to be going through Daredevil leading up to Daredevil Born Again. It's been announced already on this cast, so it's not new news, but I jumped in there, and man, I am absolutely hooked with that show. I'm basically done season 1 now. I think I have 2 episodes left, but I'll have to check in with Taylor because I don't want to like go past season 1 until we record the first.
That's
like
a good idea. It's gonna
like
be tough though.
Yeah, no, it is. That's why I'm gonna be like, Oh, Taylor, hope you're watching these because I'm just so glued to them. It's so good. I actually was surprised. I got a lot further along in season 1 than I did I thought I watched the first 4 episodes. I pretty much got to like the end of the first season, but it's fun. It's been fun going through it again, and yeah, it's interesting because I don't think if Daredevil Born Again came out, I don't think I would have like rewatched the show at all, which is like such a disservice because it is so good and Charlie Cox is so fantastic in it. Everyone's so good in it. So yeah, I've been really enjoying that. Check out our retro that we'll be doing for the.
SBUP says he wonders how much time ended up being in between the retro when the retro was announced and when Born Again releases. I don't know because I feel like the Daredevil retro was joked around a little bit at first.
Yeah.
I feel like it got official when they did that D23 announcement. I think that was the official, okay, we're doing it. But I think before it was just kind of like a meme, like, yeah, Daredevil retro. But now it
didn't feel real till it's like, okay, Daredevil's coming out. You guys doing that retro? It's like, oh gosh, okay, yeah, let's let's start this another retro because like most of the time when we do retros, it's just movies, so it's pretty easy, one and done, maybe 3 movies here and there. It's not that bad. You can do it once a week, but like doing a full length series, especially these Netflix ones where it's not just like 8 episodes, it's 12 with hour-long episodes. But no, I've been loving it. It's been really good. So been watching that. What else have I been watching? Shay and I just finished Vox Machina season 3, the newest season, and that show, man, like I'm gonna have to look at it all, but I think that's my show of the year. Like it is so good. It blows my mind how like every season is just a 10 out of 10 and it's so good, and they just do such a good job at spreading out the focus amongst all the crew, so like everybody has their own like importance and significance, and yeah, it's just so well done. Highly recommend that show. It's on Prime, and they've been announced they're getting another season, so I don't know why they wouldn't be. Like I feel like every season is like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like everybody just loves this show. It's just top quality. So yeah, that was a really good one to go through. Lance Reddick is like the voice of the main villain in it, so they do like a little like nod, in memoriam or whatever to him. Rest in peace. I just, man, I love like the cadence of his voice and all the characters that he's done throughout the years. Obviously, he's done like other acting as well. Saw him in Resident Evil, but yeah, it was kind of sad like watching this and just like and just like hearing his voice, and it's just like, oh, it's sad that we're not going to be getting more of this because he's just so good. But yeah, rest in peace, Lance Reddick. Other than that, Shay and I started going through the Shrek movies.
Nice.
Went from 1 to 3. 4 and
Very
5
quickly.
aren't on whatever service we were watching them on. I think it was like Crave or something.
Which are?
4 and 5, Shrek. Or I guess 5 isn't on there yet.
Like 5 is
4.
definitely not on there.
Yeah,
Maybe
so-
check back in 2026. It'll be on there.
There you go. So Shrek 4 wasn't on there, so we'll have to look for that one. And then I want to do the Puss in Boots movies because Shay and I realized that we actually haven't seen those movies. We've only seen The Last Wish.
There's only 2.
Oh, okay. I thought
The
there
other
was
one's like
one before.
one's like a Netflix TV show. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think the animation's like, no, it's definitely like we had to be a little less on there. But yeah, there's only the 2 movies, and I feel like, yeah, same thing. I should go back and watch that first one too because I've definitely seen it, but it's been a good minute.
Yeah.
So.
And that was the only like off series like from the main Shreks, right? They just did Puss in Boots?
There's a rumor that they're making a donkey one, but I'm like, nah, too late.
I think it's too late as well. Yeah.
But then again, ask me in 2026 and a Shrek blows up again. Maybe it's not too late, right?
It's true.
So,
I just feel like Eddie's hype is not as high as it used to be, but who knows?
Yeah, I still haven't got around to watching because I don't think we were talking about these on cast. I wanted to watch the new Beverly Hills Clock movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm gonna watch them all together before I watch that, and then I never did. I still want to, but I think that did all right for Netflix. But yeah, I don't know. He's been smart because he did that. He did, which a couple years ago was really good. The My Name Is Dolomite. Did you ever see that? That was really good. And then last year he did, because I'll be watching again this Christmas movie called Candy Cane Lane. But yeah, he's not in like too much theatrical stuff, so we don't really have a gauge for like how, which is smart probably for him. And he keeps saying he's gonna do stand up again, but I don't fucking believe him. He was my favorite stand up back in the day. But
yeah, last thing I saw him in was You People, and I wasn't really a fan of that movie.
That sucks because such a good
Pairing
good concept.
and
Yeah,
everything,
good pairing, and like I just feel like oh man, Eddie Murphy's at that perfect age to play like the asshole dad. And like he did it, but like it just wasn't the best material, no? So
Definitely, I agree. But yeah, going through those again, those Shrek movies are just top quality. I
oh
do
yeah.
think the second one is my favorite. But like they're still just so good.
I
Shrek
think you're
3,
right.
bit of a drop off compared to the other two, but I think it's still top quality.
Four's a bigger drop off too. I
Oh
think
yeah,
to me
that's the
like
one with Humpty or Dumpty or whatever the hell his name
no,
is. Like
that's Puss in Boots.
Rumpelstiltskin?
Rumpelstiltskin is the villain
Okay,
of that
yes.
one. Yeah, and it's a classic, which I usually like those tales. It's like I wish I didn't have a family, and then he like goes back in time and he has to win them all back and stuff. I
Yeah.
usually like those tales, but it just was like the magic wasn't there. But yeah, Dalton agrees with. Yeah, I think so. Like I think the first one, I wouldn't like judge anybody if they didn't say if that was their number one because like it's a great movie as well. But two just has like a certain even just those opening credits with that fucking song
Yeah.
was spammed on the radio the year it came out. The like, accidentally in love every time because I think Shrek probably came out in March or May, and every time we went to the beach in the summer, I swear 99.9 was playing fucking accidentally in love. They spammed that song. I wonder if it was even a Canadian artist, but yeah,
Man,
like
yeah.
what's her name? Fairy Godmother's group, but like Prince Charming. He's fucking
Oh.
awesome in that movie. He's so good. So
He's so good. Yeah, pretty much the whole soundtrack on like all
Oh,
the movies
yeah.
is just so good. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's been lots of fun to go through. And yeah, we're just looking for these like series to power through. 'Cause we
Right.
went through Harry Potter's really quickly, and I think the next one I told you guys off cast to do the Pirates movies. Those are always good.
and Saw next.
And then yeah, I'll shave. I'll just throw it on.
Just
Like,
don't even say
this is the
anything.
next series. That we're gonna
Oh
do.
yeah, this is Shrek
Isn't
5.
the opening like really intense with like the pig like kidnapping someone?
No, it's the first movie is all slow burn. Like it just wait. It's like Adam wakes up in a bathroom, and the first 20 minutes is just like, why I'm in this bathroom? Who the fuck are you? Like it's the first Saw.
I'll try.
The first Saw is, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing. Very slow pace, takes its time and everything
Yeah.
because it's just two guys in a bathroom. So what
Where are
more are you
those
gonna
ones
do?
being streamed these days?
I think I can't. I think it's also one of those where they're kind of like all over. They're like some's on Netflix, some's here. I think there's some on Crave right now and everything. So let's
Okay,
see.
yeah, Prime. It looks like.
Oof, Mike says I only saw the first 20 minutes of Shrek 4. Could not be bothered to finish it. I won't say it's that bad, but it definitely feels like I agree. Shrek 3 is a step down, but I don't think it's too far a step down. 4 is more, but at least I think with 5 now, I think it's been so long that there's some meat on the bone there, and I think it will do well. And now you'll have all the ogres growing up, and I just hope they don't do the trope that Shrek and Fiona are broken up, they get back together, because I feel like legacy sequels always do that, where they separate the people in love so they can get them back. But we'll see.
I agree. That's what else? Oh, I also did a couple David Fincher films. I watched those with my dad
Oh.
on the weekend. Watched Fight Club.
Yes.
First time I had seen that in a long time, and it is amazing. It's really, really good, especially like watching it, knowing like after seeing it before like going through it again. Really, really interesting, and
The
just
4
all
favorites.
there you go.
Fight Club's right there.
Very nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really, really interesting. Especially going through like the Harry Potter series and having like Helena Bonham Carter. I think that's how you say her name. Having her in
Yeah.
there as like a very different role than Bellatrix Lestrange, with like different accent and everything was interesting. But yeah, that movie's just really, really, really good.
Which is funny, not to like, we do this sometimes, but not be a drama podcast, because I also started watching the Harry Potter series. So I've done the first two. I guess I didn't mention that. I
Nice.
got to go back and watch Chamber, because those first two movies are really good at putting me to sleep, because they're just like calm movies. And I'm somebody, you guys can go back and check out. We did do Harry Potter Retro. I'm not on them because I was just too busy to be on them at that point. But I am a huge defender of the first two, because I know so many people are like, oh, it's the kiddie movies and it gets better when it's darker. I got them ranked very high. Like they're my top. I think probably
Number 2 is
3.
by far my favorite movie of the whole series.
It was mine, but I've been having like what happened to me with Lord of the Rings, where now I keep coming back to Philosopher's Stone. I think it's just because it's so good at the world building, like just the
Yeah.
setup and everything. But like Chamber, I think is either my like second favorite, third. Like it's up there. But I love those first two. I love what Chris Columbus, and I do like the more kiddie feel. And I'm somebody, hot take, that I think like Prisoner of Azkaban's like bottom 2. I know everyone considers it the best. I'm not in that camp at all. But I didn't know this, that Emma, the guy that plays Lockhart, was married to Emma Thompson, but he had an affair with Helen Bonham Carter. I didn't know that at all. But this was all before Harry Potter, and they're all in the Harry Potter series. Obviously, they don't have any scenes together, but Emily told me this, and I was like, crazy. And that's the thing where it's like back to Love Actually, back to what I've been watching. It's crazy because this happens in 2003. Her storyline is about like her getting cheated on, so it's like a reflection of real life, and it's fucking crazy. Liam Neeson's storyline is about him getting over the death of his wife, and then the year later, his wife passes away from that snowboarding accident. Yeah. So it's fucking crazy. Like Love Actually has these things where it's like just
like The Simpsons. It's just predicting all these events.
Yes. Oh, and that was the other thing. Again, we're all over tonight before we get to topics, but it's so funny in this Bridget Jones' Diary series. The two love interests are Colin Firth and Hugh Grant, who are in Love Actually. They do a Love Actually. They did like a 20-minute short film sequel for charity called Red Nose Day. And they brought in Patrick Dempsey, who becomes a Bridget Jones love interest down the line. And then in this new one, Chiwetel Ejiofor's her love interest, who is in Love Actually. So all her, in the series, these 4 movies, all her love interests have been people that are like males in the Love Actually series. It's fucking crazy, you know?
It is crazy.
Superman Mike says the first 3 are by far the best. 5 and 6 I got the books and felt so weird and incomplete. And that's the thing that I've always heard from the book readers. I haven't, so I never have that. It's funny you didn't say 4. I do think it's tough because I like to put 4 as my favorite, but I fucking absolutely hate the whole Harry. What are you doing?
I think I say the hair.
No, that's fine. Everyone memes on the hair. I'm glad because like it's a sign of the times. It's the Harry Ron like break apart for half an hour because it's just so stupid. Of like this, and I hate the Ron character. I always bug Emily because that's her favorite, but he's a fucking idiot. Like he's a dummy. J.K. Rowling's
part 1. That whole don't even get me started. On the Ron of that show.
J.K. Rowling's also a fucking asshole and has said a lot of bad things these past 10 years. But the one thing she did say was right, that she regretted not putting Harry and Hermione together, absolutely is what should have been done. Because Ron's a fucking Ron's a fucking idiot with the IQ of a toad. And then like just the way like he knows if Harry's his best friend. The past 3 school years, there's been so much crazy shit happening to Harry. All this stuff, everything. You get the Ginger hate. I'm married to Ginger. I got 3 Ginger kids, probably 2 more on the way. Dalton's nothing against Ginger. It's just Ron. But like so much magical, weird shit has happened to Harry, right? So when he's like, I don't know how my name got in the Goblet of Fire, Ron goes, you put it bloody in there, didn't you, you fucking asshole? And it's just like, really? Like, dude, and I get it, right? Because everyone goes, well, they're teens and whatnot. It's just, I'm all fine for a division of characters, but if you're going to do it, you have to make it something believable. And I just thought, like, Hermione or Ron turning on Harry for that reason, like, and they would know Harry, like, at this point, later on in the series, he does get the whole, like, oh, she thinks you're the chosen one, but I am the chosen one. Like, Harry gets a bit more cocky, but at that point in 4, he's not that yet. And it's just like, so Goblet is like, I think I still put Goblet as my favorite because I'll probably say that the Voldemort comeback scene might be the best scene in the whole series in the graveyard, and he's touching. That is like, there's a lot of great scenes.
Touch you.
Yeah, there's a lot of great scenes in the series, but that's where it's like that whole, and even then, like the trials, I love all that shit. I love the prom, like I like all that stuff. Yeah. So that's why it's up. It probably is number 1, but I still like. That storyline is what makes it go back and forth between Chamber and the first one. But yeah,
I'm pretty similar with you then. Yeah. I'm not a fan of like the decision with Ron in those moments, like going through Deathly Hallows Part 1. Yeah, Deathly Hallows Part 1. Like I was getting so angry, and like it's a long time that they're just like looking for the Horcrux, and then and then he's just like being so butthurt. And
it is like the ring though, right? Because he has that necklace, but yeah,
I just don't like watching it. You know, like I've seen a better version of that, and Ron is definitely. I don't know. I feel like I like him a lot more in the earlier portions, so I try and remember that. But yeah, he definitely has a lot of those moments. And I've always been in the camp that I wanted Hermione and Harry together versus that.
And especially because, like, and this is hopefully due in the show, no disrespect to them because they were younger and it's so tough. But, like, I think Harry and Ginny in those movies, they have the chemistry of, like, water and oil. They do, it just feels odd. And that's why, like, Superman Mike, when he points out 5 and 6, they gutted the books. This is why I always, when anybody's like, oh, it's stupid they're making the show, it's like, no, man, like the movies are there, and like that's why I'm so excited for because I've never read the books, but I just feel like there's so much stuff that maybe the Ginny and Harry stuff or other stuff will feel better in the show because like, oh, I'm gonna just assume it could be more, but like Penguin, like let's say each season's 8 hours, it's like, oh, so much time to do this stuff. And that's why I always push back on, okay, no, like that it's a good thing that we have this show because we can do this stuff. Where that's where it's like Lord of the Rings. I agree with like you could do that, but I feel like with Harry Potter, I feel that complaint more that it's gutted than the Lord of the Rings books and everything. So yeah, and see, there you go. To be fair, Ginny gets a lot more to do in the books, and that's what I say. Like in the show, and again though, it's not even that. It's just like the chemistry. I just think the actors have nothing going on there. Okay, Deathly Hallows Part 1 got to be the worst movie. I'm not gonna say it's the worst. I still enjoy it, but or are you saying in the whole series?
In the series.
Okay, I thought even of all time. Like Dalton, you're being very hyperbolic. In the series,
I'd probably agree with them.
I think for me, rewatching it. I've never ranked them in Letterboxd, but I think for me it's the Order of Phoenix. Just a fun. For me, it's kind of like a setup movie where
It is definitely.
like, okay, cool, you get to see Voldemort and Dumbledore fight, but I just feel like it's a lot of like, oh, let's get Umbridge in there. Yeah, okay, go Dalton, you clarified. Good. My bad for insinuating that. But yeah, for me, it's like, it just feels like there's nothing that I return back to other than like, okay, yeah, some big stuff happens with Sirius and Voldemort, Dumbledore, but I just, that's the bottom for me. But I will say this, that there's no Harry Potter, not talking about Beasts. There's no Harry Potter movie that I say is bad, and I don't think there's anyone that's like below a 7 at least for me. That's all to me before the MCU started. That was the best franchise like that had that amount of movies that didn't have a bad one in it. I would always say Harry Potter is the best one to do it. Now the MCU, obviously they've had a bit more, but I'll say MCU phase 1 to 3 is the king holder. So
yeah, no, absolutely. What else I've been watching? Okay, Fight Club. Yes, brought that one up. And then my other David Fincher film that I had never seen in my entire life, and my dad always wanted me to watch this movie, and I finally did. 2024 is The Game. Have you seen this movie?
Oh, it's funny. I just watched it this year. You weren't on newscast last year, you weren't on any of them
last year.
You weren't on any, yeah. What was I gonna say? No, last week because we were talking about Fincher because he's doing the American Squid Game, and I was saying to Taylor that The Game, like to me, has some similarities there. So that's why, and I really enjoy that movie. I love Michael Douglas, love Sean Penn.
Sean Penn, man, holy crap! I did not know he was going to be in that movie, and he's like a baby. He looks so young in that film, and I haven't seen enough of him in I loved him in Mystic River. Is that the one he won in the Oscar?
Yeah. That's my daughter in there, Sean.
He's so fucking good in that movie, but like just to have him in a more like minor-ish role, I guess, like in this movie, like a more side character, like he's so good at all of his mannerisms, just being like a little I don't know, asshole little brother. He's so good in these roles. So yeah, I want to see more Sean Penn stuff.
Well, I'd recommend too, if you like the asshole role, there's a movie called Carlito's Way. It's a mobster movie, but it's a mobster movie with the two leads are Al Pacino and Sean Penn. And Sean Penn's like a little fucking asshole in it. He's great. And then it's not it's not younger, it's older Sean Penn, but you should watch Milk. That's the one he won a second Oscar for. Really, really good. He plays like the first gay politician like to be elected, and unfortunately he was assassinated because of that. But like Josh Brolin is this other guy he works with that's like super homophobic, and like he's like really good, not because of that, but just like he's good at just being this like, because there's rumors he was gay and he's like doing this whole like tormented thing, and James Franco's in it, but back then it was really good, but it's a really, really good movie that it's just called Milk, and it's fantastic. So cool. But yeah, Sean Penn at one point I considered the greatest actor of all time. Not as much anymore, but I did. He was my first ever man crush there. So
nice. Yeah, no, he's so fantastic. But like Michael Douglas is so good in it too. Yeah. And it's been funny because like this is one that I remember my dad like showed my sister like back in the day, and then like they were talking about it, and then I was like, oh, what are you guys talking about? It's like, oh, The Game, but like we can't tell you anything about it. Like it's got to be all hush hush. And like, I made it to 2024 and not being spoiled on what this movie was, and definitely I feel like there was 3 different times I like was fooled and kind of what was going on. So definitely,
especially the very ending. I won't say about the roof.
Yeah, it was like when
Michael Douglas thinks he did what he
really
did.
Just it. That's really just it. And then and then what happens after? It's like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So
it's pretty elaborate too. Like especially the ending of The Game. It's some, but I think it's because it's like one of Fincher's more underrated ones. I don't think people have really like I think film nerds have, but I don't think general audiences have that much, because I think it came not too far after Alien 3. I could be wrong,
Oh,
but
wow,
I think.
that's funny.
And you know what's funny is, Jinx, but everyone that read Ben Affleck's Batman script, a lot of people compared it to the game. So I'm very curious and it was supposed to be like, because it was supposed to be him, and then Deathstroke was going to be the villain, and it was going to be like Deathstroke like ruining his life like piece by piece, and as you can see like how that happens to Michael Douglas in the movie, but apparently that's what his script read like was the game. And when people said this, like fuck, like think about like a Batman but the game, like Bruce Wayne, like, and Ben Affleck in that movie, I'm like, man, like obviously I'm very happy with the Batman, but that does, like, for me it's like fuck, that sounds really juicy. I know what I at least like is just like the script. I'd love to like get
fun.
that. Okay, so no, I was wrong. He did the game right after 7, so no, he did, because Alien 3 is 1992, and then he goes on to make 7 3 years later, and then 2 years later the game. Okay, so it wasn't actually that far from the Alien 3, so it just shows everybody you can go make a movie like Alien 3, and then 2 years later make 7 and the game, which is At Close Range with Sean Penn this year. I really enjoyed it. What is that? At Close Range. It sounds familiar.
I've never heard of that movie. But,
Christopher Walken. I think I've seen this a long time. This is even babier Sean Penn. Oh, and his brother's in there. Chris Penn too. There you go. So
nice. But yeah, no, I loved both those David Fincher films, and I feel like I haven't seen much more than that of his stuff.
Social Network?
I guess he did The Social Network, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I've seen that. Okay, never
Curious
mind.
Case Benjamin Button.
I've seen pretty much all of these that I'm looking at, except for the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Good movie. Did you see?
And never watched Benjamin Button. I started it, and then I saw the length of film, and I'm like, I don't have time for this movie.
Yeah. Did you watch Killer last year?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. He did that. I'm trying to think what else is like another big one. Obviously, you won't get around to it, and they canceled it 2 seasons. Oh, Zodiac. Yeah, that's great. That's the one with
like Downey.
Yeah.
Okay,
Downey, Ruffalo, and Gyllenhaal. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
really good. Yeah, it's
Are
not
you gonna
like
check out the Zodiac doc on Netflix?
I'm already on episode 3.
Okay, there you go.
It's fine, actually. It's not. I think the problem with the Zodiac, because this is all about like who the Zodiac could have been, but that's always the problem, is they didn't catch him. So it's like they're making insinuations about, hey, we're pretty sure it's 100% this guy, but it's still not 100%. So it's just like it's fine, but I'm not. I didn't walk away being like, oh, this is one of the best docs I've seen. The one I'm interested in is it's coming out in 2 weeks. Is that God, what is it? She was that Canadian little girl. It's like Benet Ramsey or Janae Benet Ramsey. Remember that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so close to the name, and it's just, I feel like I can hear it.
Yeah. But anyways, they're making a doc about that, and that's why I said, Emily, that's another situation where they didn't catch the person. But I remember that being like, that was a big thing maybe a little bit before your time. But I remember when I was a kid, my mom said that was like a huge thing, because the report was just that she got stolen off the front yard, and that's when I feel like that's when that shift was happening in the 90s, when parents were like, oh, we can't let our kids start to play outside anymore, because they never found the guy and they never found her, I don't think so. Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, Zodiac content running dry. Didn't find the new documentary that interesting. I agree with you, Sam. So yeah, I'd say Kirkland, if you're planning to watch it, put it on the back burner,
Yeah,
so.
I don't know, I feel like I wasn't super keen on it.
Yeah,
but
it's fine. It's just like there's nothing new. You can't we didn't catch him. It's just like I didn't watch the episode, but this latest season of Unsolved Mysteries did an episode on Jack the Ripper. And I'm like, what new can you tell? And I didn't watch it because I'm like, what new can I know about Jack the Ripper? They never caught him, so it's just Unsolved Mystery. To me, the point is like, episode ends, and then it's like, call this number, go there. Who's calling in 2024? Like, hey, I got this information on Jack the fucking.
I saw this guy that looks pretty sketchy.
Yeah, my great uncle said he was in a bar this time. It's like, no, so like it's just it's tough, but they know what people like me are gonna click on it. So
the other one from Fincher that I do really like is Panic Room. You've seen that one? I'm sure you've seen.
Yeah, a long time ago. I want to rewatch it because I forget like Stewart's in there when she's really young, and Jodie Foster, and I feel like one of the bad guys is a star became a star. It's not Hugh. Is it Hugh Laurie? It's somebody like that.
Jared Leto is in there apparently.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I don't even remember.
That's probably who I'm thinking of. I think he's
Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker. Okay, no, that's a stat cast right there.
Yeah.
But no, I've not seen that in ages. So
that was one that I remember being on TV quite a bit. I feel like I've seen this like probably 5 times because it was just randomly on one of those channels that.
Yeah.
It had like natural like commercial breaks, and then you'd come back and then you'd keep watching it. But yeah, David Fincher, man, I feel like every time I see his name now, like I just I mean, it didn't. It's not like it didn't have that effect. I guess already he's a more well-known actor, but just looking at like the whole list of movies, it's like wow, these are actually all bangers in my mind. Gone Girl, of course, that's always
he's on my Mount Rushmore. It's Nolan,
Yeah.
Scorsese, Kubrick, and him. It's just because Fight Club, man, that's a top 10, right? That's a
I feel
movie
like
that
if he
inspires
just
me every
had
time.
Fight Club, it's
That's
like
it,
yeah,
yeah.
he's amazing. But like everything else, like damn,
Yeah.
it's quite the and like mind trippy movies too, which I feel like that's a big. I don't know if there's mind trippy moments in it. They usually get some points in my book.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I've really been watching.
Well, that's it. Well, we'll take an ad break. Actually, we'll take our first ad break, and then we will be back. We'll talk about these trailers because we went on a couple rants there. But you know what? It's fine. We're going to make up. There's only 2 of us now, so gotta fill that airtime. But we got some Patreon questions, so we'll be right back. And we are back. So this doesn't have to do with any of the topics, but we're going to ask it because you guys will be. I'm not going to be on it because I won't be there for part 2. But you guys are going to be talking about. Dalton, you're right. No, Quentin. Yeah. Then it's funny you said that because as I was making the list, I'm like, I feel like something's wrong. Then, yeah, I feel really bad for not saying that. Quentin is definitely on there, and then it's like a coin flip for Kubrick and Fincher because like I love a lot of Kubrick stuff, and like Shining to me, that's the greatest horror movie of all time. So that's like the same thing. So no, Dalton, you're right because even when I said I'm like this feels wrong, I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. But yeah, I would put easily Quentin over the other 2 for me. So yeah, it's Nolan, Quentin, Scorsese, and then that 4 slot's tough. But talking about some directors, Ridley Scott, another great director, back next week with Gladiator 2. The boys will be reviewing that. And then later on this week, you'll be getting the Gladiator 1 retrospective. So Mike want to ask, what are your final Wicked/Gladiator 2 box office predictions? So I obviously now we have Wicked that's tracking a lot. I'm just going to go overall, like, because I think the opening weekend for Gladiator is anywhere from 50 to 70. I think Wicked is like 100 plus. But I'm gonna ask you, do you think Wicked could break $1 billion? Could it be like this year's Barbie? And now it's building up the whole Wickadator or like the Glicked, which I like saying more because I don't like saying
Liquid.
Glicked. So it's like Wicked and Gladiator put together. So Glicked.
Yeah, don't like that.
I don't like Wikiator or whatever it is. I don't like
Wikiator.
I don't like that one. I don't like that one. So I'm a Glicked guy. But some people are saying, oh no, we actually got it. We're gonna have our Barbenheimer again because both are doing well. But do you think that can hit $1 billion? Wicked, because it's getting a lot of hype right now.
I want to say no, but like I feel like it also is possible because for me, I have zero hype for this movie. I'm just like not really a Wizard of Oz fan at all, and everything I see for the trailer, no offense, Mike, I know you're looking forward to it, but I feel like every time I see the trailer, I'm just like, man, this is zero interest for me. Like
it's an awful experience to watch.
Yeah,
this movie.
I'm just not looking forward to it. And then like I'm like I don't know, sitting there with Shay, and she's like, yeah, no, I think we're gonna go see this. We're in Toronto. Like this is like we're excited. And like
you and her.
I'm not going to Toronto. I'm
okay. That's what I was checking. I was like, oh
Swift,
man,
but just her and her friends that she's going with. So,
right, yeah.
So they'll probably go see it, which is great because I don't have to have a reason to not want to go see that with her. But I just feel like there's more and more people that are like surprising me with their like level of interest, but also people that maybe aren't like, I don't know, like the most like movie goer type people. Like it's not like if they see like a handful of movies out of the year, like Wicked's gonna be one of them because it just they love Ariana or whatever the reasons are.
That's why I asked you. Like, it feels like similar to Barbie in a sense, where that kept building up, and it's like everyone you knew was gonna see Barbie. I've still now I know my mom and my sister, they're going, and thankfully they're gonna take the girls because Gwen wanted to go. I'm like, I'm not seeing that in the it's over 2.5 hours. Like, now granted, if she really wanted to go as a father, yes, I'd go take her. But it was one of those that just like, I'd like to see Wick. It's like, yeah, like we can definitely watch it at home. But now Grandma wants to take her. I'm like, yeah, go. But I do feel like it is building a bit more of people wanting to see it that are just randos.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was surprised when Lion King made $1 billion. So, hell, anything can happen now. I think even if it doesn't hit $1 billion, though, it's still gonna really, really perform well. Like I think it would be over the 3/4 to that point, like 800 plus. I would say safely would be like I don't even know what it's tracking or
when
anything.
You said 3/4 at first, I was like, I thought you were just on like 300. I was like 300,000.
I haven't looked at any of the tracking or anything, but just like in my mind, like I feel like it would be like over 800. But Yeah, I'm gonna say not quite a billion though, if I have to put my chip somewhere.
Yeah, and Mike's right. He says the great reviews are helping with the hype for both. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I think that's the thing. Gladiator definitely sounds like it's got good reviews, but it's still like, oh, it's not as good as the first. But that to me is like, I never thought it was gonna be. Like, not everything can be Top Gun Maverick, but I think people are just saying it's a good time. You got to see on the big screen. I think for me, I'm gonna say Wicked is gonna hit 1 billion. I think the only
Mm.
reason is because it's gonna there's a lot of stuff like Lion King, and obviously you got Craven, you got Nosferatu. What's the other fan? Oh, you got Moana. That's tough too. And
This
isn't there
month.
another?
That
Yeah,
still
this month.
surprises me. It's coming
Oh,
out
I
this
know.
month. I feel like there's no marketing,
And
at
isn't
least in
there?
my vein.
Oh, Sonic, right? That's out. There's a lot of like this season has a lot of family oriented stuff, but for me, like, let me just look and see what Wonka did because I feel like it's gonna do better than Wonka. Like Wicked will do better than Wonka, and I
Yeah.
remember that so that made 630. So I'm not gonna say 100% it's gonna hit 1 billion, but I'm gonna say if it hits 1 billion, it won't surprise me because I could see it being around throughout the Christmas box office weekend and people just still going to it, seeing it
Yeah.
again. Like I really like Wicked because like to me, Wicked is also like if you talk about a 4 quadrants movie for everybody, like the new movie about Wizard of Oz. Granted, that generation, not to be morbid, of you can I like Wizard of Oz a lot, but I mean like the people that grew up with it, like I only have one grandparent left, but she was alive when like Wizard of Oz came out, right? She's still like luckily in her right mind that if she wanted to see a movie, she won't because my grandma won't leave the house. But if she wanted to, she'd be like, "Oh, I've seen Wizard of Oz." That's what that has. That has like that old generation of even if they don't want to see a new movie, they don't care about musicals. Like, oh yeah, I remember Wizard of Oz. It's a special
Mm-hmm.
movie. So I think that's why if it's still around for Christmas, which I think it will be, I think it's gonna get a lot of business there because they not thankfully, but like the new Lion King not tracking well. And to me, it's like, well, duh. I just think people are happy to go see that once, and they didn't need another one. Sonic 2, I think will be huge, but like more for like the young boys sort of like I don't think Sonic 2 or Sonic 3 will be Wicked numbers. Wicked, so I think it's gonna if it's not gonna hit 1 billion, it's gonna be like Multiverse of Madness, where it's like 925, 950, like really close. But I'm smelling 1 billion. And Gladiator, I think it's like say, oh no, Top Gun Maverick, that was $1 billion movie. Gladiator, I think is like a little tougher because I imagine that's rated R, right? Gladiator 2, like the first one. You just
Mm,
watched it, right? It's rated R, I imagine.
I don't think it is rated R.
No? Am I
Like the
wrong on
second one or
this?
the first one?
No, is the first one rated R?
The first one. Oh,
Yeah, for strong bloody violence. So that's what it got
where do
rated
you even
R for.
see the?
I just put in rated R and then it said on Wikipedia. So that hurts it a bit more, but I think that like same thing. I think if they can keep it in the Christmas, like I think the Sony box office that they think of like, oh, people go to Craven. I think people probably just rather go see Gladiator too. Same thing. It'll hit on some of those like, yeah, I saw Gladiator when I was a teen, son. Let's go see it. So I'm gonna say Gladiator. I'm just gonna say it's gonna be it's tough. I feel like bad saying this because you never know, but I feel like I'm gonna go above 500 million. Don't know where, but feel comfortable in that 500 to 600. I think any higher than that is like then it's like really doing good. But I think 5 to 600, that's good. That's like better than the Venom movie. Like I'll pull up the top 10 of this year and see what it's like. But what are you thinking?
I'm gonna say over 6. I'm gonna. I don't, yeah,
Oh,
I'm thinking pretty high here. I'm also pretty. I don't know, just hyped for this. I just watched the first movie, so it's like really fresh in my mind, and I feel like this one, like a lot of, again, like another category of individuals that maybe aren't going to see every movie in theaters. I feel like Gladiator is one to really get
I
them
agree.
back out in there.
Good review Gladiator as well too, because it's like
Yeah.
people are saying it's good. Where if I think if it would have shit the bed, like be like, oh, this is awful, you could see it. But like, look at this. Like Inside Out 2, 1.6, Step Routine 1.3, Despicable Me 4, 968, Dune Part 2, 714. But then once you get to the top five, it's all like Godzilla Kong 570, Kung Fu Panda 540, like Beetlejuice 450. It's like those aren't crazy numbers like they were a couple of years ago where like the top 10 were nothing but $1 billion movies. So like I could see Gladiator. Like that's something is gonna be. I don't know now. Now looking at Beetlejuice now, I'm still I'll say it will do it, but I'm gonna be like just over 500 because Beetlejuice people really you just got the families and stuff, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I I don't know. I'm thinking high for both these movies. Obviously set myself up for some potential disappointment, but
Yeah.
I hope the movie's great though. I hope it
Yeah.
definitely hits the same mark of what that first movie did. Because yeah, minor spoiler for my retro ratings, but I don't think that's a perfect movie by any means. But it's goddamn, does it hit on just like getting you hyped for some like revenge tale, which I'm such
Hmm.
a sucker for. I love all these Batman movies, Northman, like that those type of
Yeah.
movies just get me so hyped. John Wick, so yeah, I'm getting pretty hyped for this one.
Yeah, no, Mike's letterbox review is getting me hyped because I'm not like I'm gonna go back and watch because I will see them both. I don't know if I'll get to see because I know they're like you got to see Gladiator 2 in the theaters. I don't think I'll have that luxury this go around to see it in the theaters, but
Mm-hmm. It's gonna
I,
have some longevity though. I feel like it's the type of
yes,
movie that could be in the theaters for a while.
hopefully, but like I've said before, if I can sneak to a movie in December, it's Nosferatu. Like I know
Yeah.
again, it sounds weird because like that I always bag on it for like why you release it in December, but like that's what's got me Jones. That's the really only movie this year. Like I still want to see Gladiator and War for Rehear and all that stuff, but like Nosferatu is the one where it's like, oh, if I can't see that for a couple weeks, that's gonna be gnawing at me. Just wondering what Bill Skarsgård's up to in that vampire gimmick, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, let's get into some actual trailers here. So, Kirkland, do you want to pull up the Captain America: Brave New World trailer?
Yes.
I will have Espos has a question for this, and Clay has a question for this, so we will go into that because I kind of made it our topic of what are we more excited for that or Thunderbolts. But yeah, we're gonna do Captain America: Brave New World, Thunderbolts, What If Season 3, Mission Impossible trailer, and some Mission Impossible 8 trailer and some news. So. Let's see. How would you say that first name? Deshay Shavers?
Yeah, Deshay Shavers.
Someone in Brave New World knows Doom is coming because Doom has been in the 616 from the beginning. He's not from the F4 universe like they got you all thinking. I'm hoping you're wrong, Shavers, just because I don't like the idea of if Doom is in the 616 this whole time, why does he look exactly like Robert Downey? At least I still don't like, as time has gone on, it's funny, like I feel like with each passing month, I like that less and less. The whole Downey is Doom. But at least if you say, hey, this is a variant, this is a guy from a different universe, you go, okay, that's why it looks like Downey. To me, if they just say this is Victor Von Doom and he looks like Downey, that for me is like even lazier. Like that will take me out of it. Like that will, I won't say ruin it, but it'll also take it down. Like that would hurt it literally in like review scale points for me if they just said, yeah, this guy looks like Tony Stark and he just happens to be Doctor Doom. It's like for me, I just don't know if anyone would know about. I don't see Doom in this project. From the trailers, what we've seen Kirkland right now, do you think we'll get anything Doom related? Because obviously he is on the way, so they could start laying those breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
But I don't get that from this movie right now, at least.
No, it definitely didn't cross my mind until Deshay's comment there. I mean, like we are heading in that direction, so I feel like I wouldn't be super surprised if at least like an end credit or something, like there's some build up or setup to something coming, and then a little bit of Doom nod there. But yeah, just judging by what I got in this trailer, I'm not really getting that vibe, but maybe I'm gonna be fooled.
Yeah. So let's pull it up. You can do a little screen share there and we'll watch it here. There's Mr. Bradley. Not looking too good because obviously, as we see in this trailer, well, they don't show it in this trailer. They tried to assassinate the president, but we know what Bradley's been doing, you know.
Do you have audio?
What's happening. No, I don't have audio, actually.
Okay. Do you want audio?
I'm good either way or either way not. You know, you always put in closed caption, too.
Yeah, I'll
that might
throw in
help me.
some
Yeah.
closed captions for you.
Yeah. Oh, there's too many words. I can't focus what's going on. But yeah, so we've seen this before, the assassination attempt. So see what happens there.
I will say this is probably the most hyped I've been for this show, like this movie now after seeing
This trailer? Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
the last trailer, but this one I really like this like splitting too, like
Mhm.
kind of getting into like almost like a comic book
Yeah.
squares type setup.
Yeah. I don't think this raised my excitement, but I think it's the same as like it didn't go
Yeah.
down. Luckily, it's the same
That's
as the first one. So we'll see what's going on here. But yeah, I think I'm very curious with this one. I know they say it's like Winter Soldier. I feel like there is a lot potentially going on here with like the leader and Hulk and the new Falcon. Now, can you go back to here? So now I'm
To here, you want me to go back? Or just
go back
pause?
go back to when he lands.
Okay.
Sorry. So here's the thing. at the end of the day, it's the MCU. It's a comic book. Yeah. Hit it when he lands. It's a comic movie. Okay, so first of all, people point out, man, his right
The
ankle is the helmet, but his right ankle is fucking broken.
It looks like he landed on
gone.
the curb, you know, and you like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Rolled a
gone. It's
little.
like when you roll the ankle, you're like, oh fuck yeah, the helmet. I know I can't remember what they said it's for. I hope it's not for what lots of people theorize, because some places are worried that like in some countries if they have like a black actor as Captain America, it's
no.
gonna be an issue. So it's gonna be a helmet. So we'll wait and see. But like we live in a world where they like took Finn off the Star Wars posters, right? So if they do that, cowards. But you know that's what Disney's doing. They're trying to make as much money as they can. But so this and the poster. I'm not sure. Have you seen the poster that have come out for this movie?
No, I haven't.
So
I'll
it's
look it up here.
obviously there's multiple, but it's him holding the shield, and then Red Hulk is punching the shield and he's holding it back, but he's like looking very like casual for it. And I was with people where at the end of the day, this is the MCU. This will not dock me points. I'll go, oh my god, it's not realistic. It's just a fun thing to talk about. Where he's like, I'm like, how is he holding this shield against Red Hulk? I understand the shield. And they might say, oh, it absorbs and everything. But it's like, no, like, he's just a regular dude. And then people have theorized with this shot because when you watch it, he lands at a very ferocious
Well, the
rate.
sonic boom follows
Yes.
him, right? Like he's going that fast.
Yes. So people are has he taken the serum? I'm going to say, buckle up. He's not taking the serum. You're just going to have to live with, like, he's going to do some, like, superhuman stuff while just being a dude. I do think him versus Red Hulk is kind of funny, and I do think they have to be clever, because I do think there is a chance that the audience could check out and go, this isn't believable anymore. Or they might just be able to shut their brains off. This is another movie where I don't know how it's going to do. I could see it doing very well. I could see it being, I won't say as bad as like the Marvels and stuff like that, but I could see there being a lot of people, one, whether just assholes, or two, just like, hey, I just like Steve as Captain America, or they're just not invested in this portion of the MCU right now. Like, it's going to be I'm very curious this one for next year box office, just to see like how he leads a movie for the audience if they want to go on this journey with them. But Espop says he'll have a vibranium adamantium combo super suit by the end of the
With some
movie. Probably.
unobtainium in there. He's gonna have some
Yeah,
unobtainium underwear.
Man, Taylor just fucking like orgasm on screen. They're like, "What's this? Oh, it's unattaining." Like, oh my god, the Navi are coming. But what do you think? Did you see that poster? What do you think about him maybe doing a bit more stuff? Do you think there's a chance he's taking the serum, or you think they're just doing whatever with him?
I think I would hope that they at least explain, like, no matter what, like, how he's able to be on par, because it's kind of been like a running joke throughout the whole MCU that like we have all these supers, and then there's someone like Hawkeye, you know, or like you know, or just these other like agents that are just there. They're supportive, but like when it gets down to like fighting Hulk, for example, those guys like Coulson's not going up there to
it's like an
face down
Infinity
the Hulk.
War when Thanos comes to Wakanda and Black Widow pulls out a taser, and that's always the meme, right? Of like, what was she gonna do? You know,
exactly.
Like,
So I think that is like still in people's minds, but like looking at this character right here, like I guess the only real difference is that he has a shield versus I'm thinking of Falcon versus like where Captain America is now. He's still got his wings, but like what's the difference is really just the shield. But and the shield is very symbolic and everything, but it still just feels like he's so much more souped up and jacked up than he is as just like the Falcon. And I hope that there is some reason for it. I don't think it'll just be like his suit or anything like that. Maybe it is to do with some sort of superhero serum. We're kind of getting into the realm now of the MCU that there is like different versions of it. So maybe there's going to be one that's not like so much of a complete, you know, like life altering thing. Like Steve Rogers, for example, like when he did that procedure, although like the guy on the inside is the same, like he's drastically changed now for the rest of his life. I don't think it's going to be something to that extent, but yeah, I think I am leaning more so in that direction, just for it to be a little bit more believable.
Which he's gonna get the serum?
Yeah, or like not like the serum that like all of our characters have used, just
miniature
like
serum,
a modded version of it. But yeah, I think so. But I'm not super confident on that. Like maybe it's like 55%.
Yeah, I just saw in the show, wasn't he like, I don't want to take that shit, you know, because obviously what happened to John Walker. But it's like now it looks like John Walker's gonna be okay. So yeah.
So
the only thing I was gonna say, because you point out that I know it's in the comics and everything, but I'm just not a fan of him having a sidekick that's also named Falcon, and he's like like they both have wings. I don't like that.
You
for
should
this
have a
movie.
different name.
Yeah, or
I
just
agree.
like just not being the like. I'm not trying to say Sam shouldn't be Cap. That's fine, but to me, it's like that's fun because Sam's something different, and that's the spin on Cap. Like, and I'm sure this guy will be different. We saw him in the show, but just like to have like I'm Captain America with wings, and now you are also Falcon with wings. It's just it's I don't know. I don't like it.
I'm with you.
It's a nitpick. I'll say
Yeah.
for me.
Is it just because he just becomes Falcon in the comics? He doesn't have a
Yes,
different name.
of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so there you go. But you don't think he's gonna get the serum because of the show, like you were saying?
Yeah, I think so. You know, like I it would be weird. I guess I'd have to see what storyline they do in the movie to get us to the point of what's changed other than I can't fight the Hulk I can't fight the Hulk
Yeah.
as a or like a normal person, right? But it's like, well, I feel like when Steve gave you that shield, you kind of would have known like by the time he in Falcon Winter Soldier when he says no, I don't want it. At that point, he's had enough experience to know you're gonna at some point go up against a superhuman type of Borg. So like, shit or get off the pot, you know?
Yeah. You're making me remember the show more, and I feel like that changes my opinion on it now. I feel like I'm actually more on the side of him not getting the superhero serum because it's supposed to be that like it isn't just the serum, you know, that like makes him capable of doing this. I feel like it might bring down some of those moments from Falcon and the Winter Soldier show if he does just like go through all that, ends up just taking the serum and he is just the regular Captain America. So yeah, he kind of okay. I'm teetered back on the other direction now.
There we go. Let's see what else is going on here.
Yeah. I don't like the helmet too. I
No,
didn't
and
say
he's
that,
got the
but I don't like
classic nanotech helmet too that everyone loves. So there you go.
some of these shots got me really hyped just for like
Yeah.
the scale of it. Made me think of like some Top Gun Maverick aerial shots, you know.
Oh yeah. Who do you think go back? Who do you think's in that the funeral there? It's got to be Isaiah, right? That's my prediction. It's got to be Bradley.
Yeah.
He's
That'd
a
be a good-
goner.
Oh, I was trying to see if there's like a photo.
It's Falcon on his first mission, the new Falcon. They didn't teach him how to use the wings.
I can't really zoom in and depixelate, but
No,
it looks
you
like there's
could-
something on the tombstone. Or I guess that would be an older tombstone. Never mind. They're replacing this guy's.
Yeah. Go back a couple weeks ago and Bread Butter, we talked about that situation of replacing graves and everything. And like even that shot when he's like sitting in the chair alone, you know? Like
Yeah.
no one's like I feel like they're trying to reset Ross, reset America. All right, there you go.
Yeah. It's very like Zodiac. Like you got these
Yeah.
like batteries all hooked up. Little Riddler den.
Yeah, they're copying the Batman MCU.
Looks like where
so-
Long Leg sleeps.
Do you think we're gonna see? Do you think we're gonna see the leader before the movie? Or you think we're gonna just do more shots like this throughout? I don't think we're seeing them.
And Giancarlo isn't the leader, right? He's a
No,
different
he's
character?
Sidewinder. Remember?
Sidewinder. I don't remember that, but yes.
It was a meme for us when we found out his name. That's why.
Yeah,
But-
that's a very Optimus Prime type villain.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
No, Megatron. Sorry, all you Transformer fans out there. But
Do we see the leader? All green, big head.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And I'm worried how like, I hope the role is at least similar to Baron Zemo in Civil War. Like that, I'll be happy with that, where he's the puppet master and he's around, but maybe
Yeah.
you don't see him all the time. Like if it's that, I'm happy with it. But if it's less than that, I'm just getting worried. So
Yeah, no, that's fair. I would tend to agree with you there.
yeah. We got this is a cool shot where he throws the shield, hits
The
all the
ricochet,
missiles. That's some cool stuff right there. Looking very excited. Anthony Mackie, just big letters there. Oh, taking his shield away. He keeps losing that shield, man.
I
throughout
know.
the show and whatnot. So I am semi-hyped. Not semi. I'll just admit I'm just hyped to have Ford in this role. I think it's gonna be fun to have him there. And like, luckily, like from all the trailers I've seen, it doesn't look like oh yeah he's just getting a check. Like it looks like he's there to play. You know. So I
will
appreciate
say,
that.
I'm surprised by like the amount of him being in maybe like different costumes and like doing different things. Like I would have just assumed he's like in the President War Room, like
Yes.
wearing a suit the whole movie, you know, and then there's a CGI version of him at some point. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I put him in that like phone in type category. But
And like he doesn't though, right?
Yeah.
Because like you didn't see the newest Blade Runner, right?
No, I haven't.
But he doesn't there. He didn't in the sequel series. He didn't in the new Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I think it's just because his persona in real life because he's always like, oh fuck, I don't like. He hates doing an interview. Like I think we just think like, oh yeah, he's that type of actor, but he's really not. Like everything we've talked about that he's done in our podcast decade, he always brings it. But like even then, it's like seeing him like acting out the whole like turning the Hulk. I'm like, this is so fucking weird. Like I would have thought if you would have pitched that to Ford, he'd be like, what do you want? Me to do?
Shut the fuck up.
That would have been him. That would have been.
That scared me. That was so loud when I'm not expecting it. Oh, but exactly. Like I would have thought like I'm not doing the Hulk stuff, but no, I can't wait. Like the fact that he could maybe be in our best villain list, even though we'll get to it, but I don't think we're gonna get lots of Red Hulk in this movie. I think it's gonna be like a scene or two, to be honest. So.
Yeah, like I thought it was weird for them to like show him so much like initially in the promo because I agree with you. I think it's going to be a pretty minor thing, but it's still like a big marketing piece, right? Like
yes,
it looks
it's a Red Hulk.
tasty. Yeah, exactly.
They even make this stupid joke in this trailer, like they come in red now. Where they fucking say, like, oh god, of course, here we go. So.
I laughed so hard at the scene when I first saw it. I don't know why, but the lady's like, stop what you're doing. He just like swings the door open, just starts shooting.
Oh, yeah, and the president's in there too, you would think, right? So just...
Oh, that was... I didn't even notice that at first. That's the fucking Eternals thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's finally coming into play because skip 20 seconds if you don't want to hear it. The rumor is that like this is going to be how they... get adamantium, like adamantium's coming off this thing or something like that. So the worlds are fighting over this statue, but yeah, Spub says that he likes that there's gonna be a big scene. Yeah, I think that was one of the highlights too, was some action that they had Falcon in the air, and that's one of the cool things you can do with him, right? But like this stuff, yeah, when he's like when he's turned, I would not think that, but like I will say, I thought, go back. What was that line again there? Fuck, what was
Crimson Green or yes, it's when.
Since when are they red? Yeah, I was like, oh fuck, here we go. But I will say that I always thought it was gonna look really goofy seeing Harrison Ford as like the Red Hulk version, but I think they did a great job of there's enough Ford-isms, but it doesn't look goofy. And I actually think he looks really good. Like people have done side by sides, like he has these veins that are like popping out, even more so than Hulk. So I'm pretty happy with what they've done here so far. So
like this looks so badass, man.
Yes.
Like if you would have shown me, especially like back in the day, thinking about like Harrison and like Indy and like Star Wars and just like that peak Harrison. If you would have shown me this image back then, it's like, are you kidding me? That was awesome.
One day. Yeah.
But no, I completely agree with you. I when we first were covering this like on news, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like it just seems so strange. And then for where we are now and seeing the trailer, I'm really looking forward to seeing Harrison in this role, and I think the Red Hulk looks fantastic too. They did such a great job with just the detailing on everything around him.
Yeah, no, I agree. Dalton's skin texture looks awesome. Because I feel like Hulk has been back and forth with some CGI, right? So
fucking Sidewinder.
A Sidewinder, man. But yeah, because they always just keep showing him in this scene, Hulk. So my theory is what's going to happen is I think Leader is going to make. Because I think what happened was they say, like, look at that right there. Go back to those, look at his traps right there.
Oh, yeah.
See those veins popping out? That's like Triple H O2 peak when we were at the charity stream. When I was showing you, like, look, that's Triple H O2 right there. But, like, he looks fucking scary. And I think it's great because I feel like Hulk lately, especially in She-Hulk, like, both of them had some iffy moments, let's say, with the quality of their CGI. This looks great, but I think this is either the final boss or like the pre-final boss. I think they've said like, oh, he got some sort of surgery. I think Leader is going to like make it pop up. I don't think from what we've seen, I don't think Harrison Ford's just like, I'm going to be the Red Hulk. Like, it looks like it's almost like against his will. So I feel like the Leader is going to cause this to happen, and that causes a fight. And then because this is one of Clay's questions here, he says, do you think Harrison Ford is one and done for the MCU with this movie, or will Red Hulk come back? Does Harrison Ford even know he is Red Hulk? Maybe he doesn't. I think, because I don't know if I know they've shown he might be in the mocap suit. I think that Red Hulk could come back, but there could be a situation where Harrison just does the voice from now on. Like they just have his look and then he's just Red Hulked out all the time or something like that. I I feel like because they show the scene, Hulk is going to be, they're making him look like the final boss, like in Civil War. The final boss was the team, but it really was the, what was it, the Tony Cap Bucky fight. Like it was kind of, the airport was kind of a psych out. I think this is a psych out where when we're going into it, the GA will think, oh, the Red Hulk's the bad guy, but really it'll be something with the leader. So I don't think he's a one and done. I think he will be around, but will Harrison Ford be around that much? I think in a more limited role. So
yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think Harrison's gonna be back after this movie.
Really?
How does like licensing work for if they have like a CGI version of your face? Like, can they just use that forever in the MCU now?
I think it depends on the contract, but it might just be the same way as like obviously it's not the exact same. But think about like anytime Bradley Cooper comes to voice like Rocket, obviously gets paid each time. That's a bigger performance, but it might be something like that. Like, hey, anytime we use Red Hulk, like because I still feel like Harrison would come in the booth to do some voices. Like that's a pretty easy day for Harrison. Like come and get paid 100 G's and then like your Red Hulk, thanks, So I think that they probably worked it out beforehand. Unless Red Hulk just fucking gets decapitated in this movie and by Sam the Human, he's like, yeah, I'm fucking he goes like John Walker on him just in front of everybody, just murders the president.
I think there's a big place for like the Red Hulk in the MCU, especially now that we don't have our classic angry Hulk.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't know too much more about other Hulks, but I feel like there is going to be. We still got Scar. Like we have other Hulk-like creatures out there.
I see
but
this guy fuck up Scar so bad, man. Fuck. I want Red Hulk versus Scar immediately, and it be like a squash match where he destroys him in 30 seconds.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm more thinking that Red Hulk could be seen in the future more so than just Harrison Ford. Just because I just couldn't imagine him signing like a multi-project deal. Like initially, it'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll do that role for XYZ reasons. But
unless it's like for another, like you have like a scene or two in another, like an Avengers movie, right? Like something like that, where he comes in for a day, shoots some stuff, and be done. But I agree. I don't think it's like he'll be a reoccurring character. I'd find that odd,
Yeah, for sure. And then does he think he's Red Hulk? Probably the name. I don't think he really knows what that means. Has he been on like the Comic-Con panel and everything? And like
he has a little bit. Even when he was asked what's a Red Hulk, he did say like, "What is a red? Like, what's a Red Hulk?" I'll try and find.
He said the same line that lady said.
They're coming red now. And then there's some good question too. Like someone asked him about like, what does the multiverse saga mean or something like that, and he had just like, what am I in now? Like, oh, he just has some good stuff. So,
comedy gold.
Yeah. So, let's see. Oh, I want to see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I got one. Here we go. Everyone pause with me here. Oh, wait. I'll wait till this straight. Yeah. The cool shot there, too, at the end when he does, like, the cut and everything like that. So, here we go. I will share mine now. Oh, I got too many tabs open. Here you go.
So I think I would...
Do you hear that?
Yep.
Get straight up fired if I did not ask you about the recent photo from the Captain America set of you. The eagle-eyed viewers noticed you were wearing ripped pants. Might we be seeing a Mr. Ford as the Red Hulk?
What is the Red Hulk?
It is Thaddeus Ross's alter ego. He's gonna Hulk out.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You knew?
I know nothing.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, someone's gonna tell you,
like
and I hope it happens.
Like like he's not supposed to say anything, but it's just like you could still believe that he actually has no idea what the fuck she's saying.
No, he 100% is.
Michaels is everything.
He 100% is because like I think this is why we think he's phoning in. I think he's just a great actor all the time. Because I remember, it's not a big thing, but I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch Conan O'Brien. Every time he would come on Conan O'Brien, he would never give like a regular interview. It was always like this type of stuff. And I think he just likes being like that. And I'll see if this is, I feel like it's only 53 seconds. If this sucks, let me know. But like, I feel like it's one of the, oh, here we go. Maybe it's this. Some of these.
These questions. Stop it. Just
oh, it's Dave's channel. It's Dave's channel. Hey, maybe Dave might have done the work for us. So here we go.
Who shot first?
Right. Society.
Here we go.
This, of course, is the antagonist here is King of the Serpent Society. Who deals better with snakes, Indy or Thaddeus Ross?
who shot first, Guido
Right.
or Han Solo. I've always treated these questions with the utmost respect and somehow at the same time complete disdain. I will not answer that stupid question. But thank you.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm
It's an honor to know.
delighted to have the opportunity.
Oh, here we go. One more.
Hi, Harrison. Kevin Feige has said it's been a dream to get you to join the MCU. How did he finally win you over?
He dreams a lot, and he usually gets what he dreams about. And I just kept seeing these really terrific actors have a good time. And I said, I'd like me some of that. And then this part came along, and I was delighted to play it. Delighted to work with Mr. Mackey, who was a presence to be reckoned with, and I really had a good time.
Fans got to see you as the Red Hulk today up on that screen in Hall H. Did you do motion capture, or how did you bring the Red Hulk to life?
Don't get me started.
There was another one too. I can't find it now, but they asked him about like which saga he's in or something like that, and he just like he gets these answers he gives. So
You
yeah,
gotta
I'm excited for
imagine
more of
too,
that.
like a guy like that that's been in the industry that long, like the amount of fucking questions he's had.
Yes.
Like it would make sense why he's like making a game out of some of these interviews now to just make it entertaining for himself. But that's funny. I'm glad you shared that. I hadn't seen those before.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I've seen that too before. Thank you for dropping that in the chat when he,
Oh,
when
there
he
you
does.
go.
Yeah, at Comic-Con. So yeah, that's a good time. So all right, let's take an ad break quickly. And we'll pull up the Thunderbolts, and then we'll be right back. And we are back. So yes, we got a Thunderbolts. They said special look. It's this weird thing where it's like it starts off like a teaser, and then there's this, and then it's like it goes into a full trailer. I don't know why they call it a special look. It's just another pretty much trailer. But yeah, let's pull us up here and watch this. This is Thunderbolts. This is the opposite, where unlike that movie where they're showing a little bit of Leader, Sidewinder, Hulk. Also, we know Sentry might be in this, but they're not really showing the villain, which I'm very curious about, cue Barbosa. But I just feel like I wonder how the GA is going to take this one. But yeah, I still liked this though. Each trailer I've liked of the Thunderbolts. I'm excited for it. I've been excited for day one since they gave us the roster, because I think, like we've said at multiple times at GeekVerse, we kind of like more of these characters where maybe some other people don't. But yeah, I liked this trailer. We'll review on this before we watch it.
I really, really like this trailer. Actually, I liked it a lot. This was definitely my favorite one so far. I'm getting really hyped for just seeing these individuals interact with each other. Like I think they're showing off some great on-screen chemistry throughout these trailers, and I think if that movie is like pretty just generic plot, but we just get a lot of like them interacting together, I think it's going to be a fun time. And
Like
it
Avengers
doesn't
2, pretty much,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't seem like one that like can go wrong in many ways. So maybe I'm expecting too much, but no, I think it looks really good. I was laughing at various points in this trailer. I think there's some good one-liners. Red Guardian, I think, is gonna be really fun, just bouncing off all these characters. And Yelena's fantastic. Can't wait to see just more
John
of
Walker, man.
John Walker, man. Oh my gosh.
His interaction when we get to the trailer with Yelena here, I'm like, oh, I can't fucking wait to see what our favorite midlife crisis guy's up to,
I'm hoping to maybe get some more love for the characters like Ghost and Taskmaster, because I really didn't care for those characters the first time around.
I think Taskmaster.
I think
is the
Taskmaster's gonna
Slipknot.
die in this show.
Yeah, we've gone 2 trailers now, and Taskmaster's barely in these, so I think Taskmaster is biting it. I'm completely fine with that because they fucked up that character, in my opinion. So
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's looking good. Let's jump into it.
nice mountainscape here. Oh, I got sound in this one. There you go.
Oh, nice.
I guess this is maybe why they did this special look thing, because it's like a full kind of almost scene or clip first
Yeah.
beforehand. So
Come on, baby.
Okay, a bit faster.
Which I liked it. It showed Red Guardian in most of this. Shows like kind of how he's.
Okay, don't worry.
they saw Logan, like, oh,
Engaging.
he was a he was a limo driver in that movie. So
Oh my god.
Wait, that's not.
Oh my god.
but But yeah, where's Taskmaster here? Looks like she didn't make it out of that first mission there.
This is after she died.
This is definitely after she died, 100%. And I do actually like, because obviously he was never like an Avenger, but I do like them putting Bucky on like the higher tier almost than these, because these guys are more like the B-level characters, right? So he should be like hot shit. So
especially that like Red Guardian, like he's probably dabbled in some semi-criminal areas. Like they would have known about the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
It's just such a mystery. And then he's just showing off right here.
yeah, well, and remember in Black Widow he said that he knew Steve Rogers, so I bet he's gonna lie and say that he knew Bucky as well too. So
I forgot to shout out there, but I just love when John Walker sees him. He's like, "Is that Bucky?" He just says it in such a
all the monumental fights that happened.
Now you can pause
exactly
here. Now, after so many years, Kirkland, could you believe it? 2017, someone bought Avengers Tower, and they never told us who it was. And here we are. God, what is that? 7 years later, right? That's right, Matt? Yeah, 7 years later, and Val is the one that bought the tower. How do you feel about that? Because obviously there was lots of theories we talked about. Was it Storm and Norman? Was it F4? I think there's lots of times, like in just content, we've talked about, oh, maybe, is it Fisk? That was always a popular one with Kingpin coming in. But it looks, it's confirmed. Obviously some stuff's changed. But how do you feel about Val and maybe some shadier people owning Avengers Tower?
Yeah, it's definitely underwhelming, I would say, to say the least.
I agree.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't really know anything about this character yet. Like, it doesn't have a lot of weight to it. But, the names, like Victor Von Doom or, like Storm and... Like, these ones have a lot more value and stock in my mind. So I'm hoping that out of this movie, I just see Val in a lot of a higher tier, especially just kind of with what she represents and what her organization kind of is. I'm assuming we'll find out a lot more from this. And yeah, I'm curious also just like after this movie, like how much of an impact Val's gonna have like going forward, because like we've had a lot of setup with this character. Like she's showed up in a lot of end credits throughout the years, and I'm like, are our characters just gonna deal with her in this, or is she gonna be like a new Nick Fury going forward, that she's just in like every project? Like what's gonna happen going forward? I really don't even know. Like all I know is that she's been assembling this crew, and it seems like numerous points in this trailer, maybe they aren't in love with everything that she's kind of been doing, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Underwhelming. I would love, like, I can't tell you this for sure, but I guarantee you, if you were to ask them in 2017 who bought Avengers Tower, I doubt they had it as this character. I think they did it, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna figure out down the line."
Kang the Conqueror. That's who it's gonna be.
Yeah, like, there's just no way in a straight face I would believe them that they say, "Oh yeah, Val, this character we're bringing in." I was like, no, I don't think so here. But yeah, I think she'll obviously survive this, and I think probably there'll be like maybe some people that will be for her and some will be against. So I just don't know. Also, we have that whole asterisk thing. I think now the working theory is, and I don't know if they'll retitle or whatnot, but if she bought Avengers Tower, she's assembling a team, and you got also Ross in another movie being like, "Oh, I want to put the Avengers together." I think she's trying to put a Avengers together, right? But it's not going to work out because this isn't the Avengers. You can't have this. This is not your lineup for it. So
yeah.
Where you're standing. I mean, the place wasn't cheap, but it's got good optics. Look at you. You are all so adorable. Eat shit, Valentina.
There's Taskmaster back there. So
like this little moment too of like showing each character.
Yes.
The assignment is. Oh wait, hang on.
She got the gerbils. People point out that she has a bunch of gerbils in her hoodie as well too. So.
Oh yeah, in her pockets.
Yeah, and again, kind of undersell because I feel like we talk about Florence Pugh like once a month this podcast, but always great to have Florence Pugh. You know she's gonna kill. Like I still think she's. I think I still right now I got Emma Stone as the Queen as the best actor in the world right now, but Florence Pugh I got in a comfortable number 2 slot. So.
Did you see her and Andrew movie yet? No,
I want to. It's going to be on VOD at the end of this month.
Nice.
So
Shay went and saw it. She said it was really good, which is like I expect it to be.
Yeah.
You got those two. It's gonna be an emotional movie. I'm sure it's gonna be.
It'd be harder to fuck that up than get it good.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
like,
exactly.
Yeah,
you could do it with no script, and it would just be good.
Just go for it. Yeah.
This scene is what made me laugh out loud. I was just, he's like, "What kind of super serum did you get?" Hydra. He's like, "Oh, fancy stuff."
Serum did you get?
I don't know, regular. Hydra.
Hydra. Oh, fancy.
Yeah, fancy. Subtitles are all off.
He's gonna be great, as usual.
What? Everyone here has done bad things.
Walker.
Shadow ops. Contract kills.
Taskmaster.
Red Room assassin.
It like starts with Yelena jumping off a building, like looking back, having an explosion, carrying gerbils, Red Guardian, like having all these moments, and then just Taskmaster. Don't even see her face.
Yeah. Blood on your hands.
Pretty ludicrous coming from the dime store Captain America.
I'll have you know I was actually the official Captain America, so.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, stuff like that. Very excited to get more of.
Yeah, like if the whole movie is just like them interacting with each other, like I think it's gonna be just a good time because I'm liking what I'm seeing.
So do you think it's obviously Bob that should be Sentry? Like,
Who are you?
I'm Bob.
I feel like they gotta reveal what he is before the movie, right?
I thought it was gonna be in this scene right
Me
here
too.
because when he popped up again, I'm like, this isn't Hydra Bob. I can't remember who this guy is again, but yeah,
Sentry.
This was supposed to be Stephen Yeun's character.
Stephen Yeun's, and then it's like this is like Marvel's Superman, right? So I feel like that's like can get not everybody, but at least that's an interesting. I just feel like this needs a little more, like not for me, but maybe for people to get because this is another movie too. Both this and Cap, I could see this not doing well because like people might be like, I don't care about John Walker or I don't care about like they say these names, but it's like. To me, really, you only have like Yelena because it was Pew and Bucky. Like even Red Guardian, I know it wasn't Black Widow, but still, it's like I don't know if those other ones are like pulling people in my opinion. You know, so
I could definitely, I don't know. I can see it go one of two ways. Like they don't show him at all in the marketing material, and then in the movies, like very minor, and then at the end he has like a pop off moment, and then you see like what the potential of the character is, and then they can use that going forward in the MCU. Or they do show off what he is and he's a big part, but like he's nowhere near like going forward. Especially if this doesn't do too well, they want to, I don't know, maybe make more room for characters that are new and exciting. But I feel like Sentry does have that potential.
Yeah.
So,
but plus, I feel like I still feel like he's gonna be like he'll turn to Sentry and be like out of control. I feel like he's gonna be the I don't know. Val will probably be the villain, but he'll be the villain. So I feel like. I don't know, maybe they're trying to go for that twist of, people don't know he's a superhuman and it blows up and he's the villain. But I don't know. I think there's some risk there, but we'll see.
All I know about Sentry is from Marvel Snap, and he has like this thing called the Void that comes out of him. So
yes.
I'm intrigued
that will happen
as to what's going to happen with that. Yeah.
Yes.
We're just drifting. And we don't have purpose.
Classic Suicide Squad were a bunch of losers, coming together.
So you can either do something.
This is like the coolest thing Bucky's done in like 5 years.
It's funny because like that scene earlier when he's coming on the highway, it's like, oh yeah, Bucky is a badass. I forgot.
Yeah.
Like it's been a while.
Just because they couldn't find a way to make him Winter Soldier and a badass at the same time, Yeah.
So what? Do we all just punch and shoot?
It's like he can only be badass when he's a bad guy, but it's
yeah.
Can't call ourselves that.
Thank God.
The Thunderbolts. It's a cool name.
Thunderbolts. Yeah, it's got that Avengers slot, so we'll see how it does. But that's where our final question here of the night. Let's see. SBub says, which of the Thunderbolts and Captain America are you most excited for, and which do you think will do the best at the box office? So I'm going to give it to you this way. Well, there's a couple other questions. We'll answer those too. But so let's say you only get to see one next year, Kirkland. Which one you seeing?
That's tricky because I feel like Thunderbolts will have less impact on like the story of like Avengers and stuff going forward, but I'm really excited to see like these dynamics and the on-screen chemistry. Oh man, that's really tough because like we got Yelena in here. We don't have Yelena in Captain America. I think.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna say Captain America.
Ooh.
Just because I think this movie, although it's more relevant than where, like, let me use Black Widow for example. Where Black Widow came out a little too late. It was a great movie in my opinion for maybe that era.
Great movie.
Like just thinking back to that time era where it should have been placed. Like I think it fits there, but it just came too late and it didn't have like impact on the MCU on where we were. And I think Thunderbolts will have something very similar where it'll be a fun time, but like it won't really feel like this is a must watch going forward. Like these characters might pop up going forward, but it's not as big as like the events that could come from Captain America. So I think I'm going to have to go in that direction, but very slightly. It's like a 51-49 split. Like I do really like both these trailers and I am looking forward to both these projects, but that's where I'd pick.
Superbad Mike speaks my mind. For Pew alone, Thunderbolts beats Cat 4 for me. Yeah, Pew boys for life. Yeah, I think that's it. If Pew wasn't in there, I think it's just because there's the other characters I'm more curious to see. Now,
because Taskmaster, that's why you choose that one.
Yeah, of course. I can't wait for the redemption. She becomes the biggest character of the MCU. But like, there's some stuff like Florida's Hulk. I'm like, oh, that'd be a bummer to miss. And I agree with you. That's where I parse them out. Where I think Thunderbolts is going to be the better movie, but I think Captain America will have more ramifications on the MCU, but that's where I would just hope that, okay, well, if I got to pick one, because I do think there's a chance Cap could be really messy. And remember, this is the movie that's been like reshot a bunch, like 3 times, like more than, so it could just be like they tried their best, they did what they could, but there's just like, I'm just not as invested as other characters in that movie. Sam I am, but Captain America I am, but not as much as Pew, where I don't think I put her in my top 10 for characters when we did our last phase rankings, but I think I said like she's very close to it, and that has a lot to do with Pew, but I think they did a great job with Yelena. So yeah, that's why for me, Dalton says, who's worse character, Ghost or Taskmaster? I've been on Dylan's bandwagon. You know, we've been on that bandwagon together, that I really liked what they did with Ghost in Ant-Man 2. At least in Ant-Man 2, they give her a story and a tragic backstory and something that has a purpose of, she is a villain, but she's just trying to do it to fix herself before her body evaporates. Taskmaster's just a fucking, like, control dummy. So that's why it's just like, for me, like Ghost to me is like an Academy Award ridden script character versus what Taskmaster is. So I would like
I didn't hear the first part, so I was worried about what you're saying. I'm like, you really think Ghost is that level of character?
No, just
in comparison.
Yeah, in comparison. If you were to ask me, it's like that's fucking Jack Torrance from the show, or that's like Tyler Durden from Fight Club Ghost. Like that's how good Ghost is compared to Taskmasters. But
no, I'm same with you. I didn't like Ghost in that movie, but in comparison, yes, I would take Ghost.
Yeah, and I suppose I agree. He says he likes that they all acknowledge that they're just punch and shoot characters, which I think is a good one. Yeah. And then finally, what do you think is going to do better box office wise? Don't got to give a number right now; it's too early. But what do you think is going to come up on top?
There's another one that's super unclear to me because like when I was watching both these trailers with Shay, she gave the approval for Thunderbolts. She thought it looked really fun. She thought it was a good time. Captain America, she's like, that's so stupid. She's like, that's not Steve Rogers. Like, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. What are you talking about? And then, but yeah, she's not interested in Captain America at all. And so I feel like my explanation on why I chose Captain America is people's like incentive to go see this movie in a certain way. I'm not going to speak for everyone, but there's definitely going to be a category of people that will feel like that's a more important movie to see, pretty much just for the name, like the fact that it's another Captain America movie. And this one feels like more of a Suicide Squad, just kind of on like its own adventure. But like that's not everyone that sees these movies. Like I just gave the example of Shay. Like she doesn't want to see Captain. Like she's seen all these MCU movies, but she's no interest in this next Captain America movie. So it's tough to say because I think Thunderbolts is going to be a more fun movie for like just all general audience members and stuff like that to see. I'm still going to say Captain America though, just for the big name and the fact you got Harrison and the Hulk in there. They come in red now. Like that's a big selling point for moviegoers. I think maybe I'm going to be wrong, but
yeah, this one's really tough for me because it's one going to really show like. I know some might go like, oh, we live in a time like it's not that big of a box office, but it's different when you got like a likable actor with an IP. And I do think there's some things working against that. Like I think there's that where there is people that not even if it's just not Steve Rogers, it's just that some people don't like it's like a replacement character, right? It's like, oh, it's the lesser than Captain America. And then obviously you got like a bunch of idiots that go, well, my Captain America is white and he's always going to be white. My character that, that was Shay. That's what she texted me. So, wow, you got to tell Kirkland
Shay,
about
you can't
that,
say
but-
that. No.
Yeah, always white Captain America for me. But no, it's just like, I don't know, he's a fictional character. Calm down. But you have that group of people.
Yeah.
I do think to get like even more spicy here, I do wonder with them previewing it as a political thriller and assassination of the president. I'm not a people saying watch this back. I can't see this because our president was almost assassinated. I wonder if there's just a group of people that will be similar to me that anytime after COVID, a COVID movie came out, it's like, I will not watch this because I have no interest in this. I wonder, especially at that point, once they'll have that new president for a month and a half, if anything political will make people not want to go watch it, just for the fact of they'll be inundated with this cabinet member does this and this does this and yet I just wonder if there will be a fatigue of I don't really want anything political, and that's where Thunderbolts is going to just be more fun. I agree with you. I'm going to pick Cap because of Captain America name and Red Hulk, but I wouldn't be surprised if like a bunch of stuff happens where people just go, oh yeah, I don't need to see this Captain America, which would suck because then if it does happen, that because I like what they've done with Anthony, like Sam Wilson. I love the have the build up in the show, but if it does do lesser than like a big lesser than, it's gonna teach them of like, well, we'll never do that again. They won't kill off Falcon, but like or Captain America, but like you'll get Steve Rogers back very quickly. I think they will do Secret Wars. You'll do a reboot, and you'll get a recast of Captain America, or they'll bench that character for a bit, and he'll be like you'll see Cap around, but he won't be leading a new trilogy and all, right? So. And even then, same thing. I'm on record saying I can see both these movies disappointing. I can see people saying, that's not Captain America. And I can see people being like, that looks like Suicide Squad. And you know what? I'm not really a fan of those movies. So, like, I don't need to see that again. And same thing. I would, whatever you want to say about Suicide Squad, that had the Joker character. You had Batman in the previews and you had Will Smith. That is no fucking comparison to what they got in Thunderbolts, and that's, who knows how the second one of Squad would have done in non-COVID, but still, that same thing was nowhere near. You had obviously Margot as Harley Quinn, but like John Cena, Idris Elba, like those aren't Will Smith. So that's the thing where like no one's Pew's, great, but she's never been Will Smith level, right? So that's the thing. So I can see them both kind of eating dirt, and we'll see. But yeah, I'll give it to Cap, but you never know. Thunderbolts could pull an upset there. So
yeah, we'll see what happens.
Let's see. Can you pull up that What If trailer? This is our last trailer reaction, and then we'll just talk about the news, and we'll be done here. But What If season 3? They announced. Also, we talked about this a while back ago that this is going to be the final season. Brad Winderbaum, that does the TV side, said, "Oh, well, it's kind of like the final season for now." He did an interview today where there's other circumstances that are making them want to stop this, but they're not saying it's goodbye forever, which I do like because I feel like What If is something where it's like you just keep going forever. So I am kind of bummed in that sense. And I also feel like the show's not met its full potential. I think it's at times got close to it. I think I'll always be mad that they did the whole in both seasons that they're just all connected and they got to have like a through line. It's like, I still just wish they were an anthology show and that's all we did. But it's going to premiere December 22nd. It's going to be 8 episodes. They're going to come out every day like they did last season. And there's lots of big characters coming back. So I like this trailer, but for me, it's like What If can always have a good trailer because they're showing lots of cool stuff. I know What If will probably be like the other seasons where you'll get some meh episodes, you'll get some blah episodes, you'll get some, oh, this was good, and then you'll probably get a couple bangers, and then we're like, oh yeah, this is a good one. So any thoughts on the trailer before we pull it up here?
Yeah, I'm pretty similar with you. I'm looking forward to the next season. I've liked all the seasons so far that we've gotten, and it's tough to judge just the trailer because I don't know. I feel like throughout every season there's episodes I really love and some episodes I like a little bit less, and it's kind of tough to pick out which ones. I don't know, like which episodes are having which characters in them because they just kind of throw it all at you. So I would say though, like Dalton's comment, Storm with the Mjolnir at the end. That was like get the Rock chills video ready. Like I am just so excited right now. That one got me really, really excited. And I think it's
just as sure as a rock is covered in chills already.
That was me, yes, 100%. But looking forward to it.
Yeah, some people were like this, which I'll get to in a second.
Really?
The Storm thing. Yeah, I'll get to it in a second, but let's just bring it up here.
Let's do it.
So we got White Vision, which pause right there. You can go back. You missed the pause. That's okay. I was slow on the. What I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna say it now. I saw so many people be like, "Man, how dare you? Your debut, Storm's MCU debut is in What If? How dare you?" Who fucking cares? Like, there's nobody that is going to. Technically, they're all connected, right? So Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and X-Men 2000, they're all in the MCU. But nobody that's going to go see the MCU X-Men in 2027 is going to be like, yeah, Storm's in this, but they brought in this What If episode. I just don't get why anybody, maybe, and I get it, some people are like, well, it's such an important character, she should have a bigger platform. If anything, to me, it's like, oh, cool, the one X-Men they're using in this is Storm. Like, it's not, they're not using anybody, they're using Storm. So that, to me, is a reverse where I feel like, oh, Marvel knows this is a great character and people like her. Let's use her. For me, I did not understand anybody getting mad about this. If anybody was mad about this, you need to check your, like, I don't know, just regular life card at the door and fucking walk outside and do the classic touch some grass. Like, this show is a I would understand if it was, let's say it was, what do we got coming out next? Ironheart, right? Let's say that ended up in the Storm. I'm like, yeah, that's a little odd. Like, to me, yes, a character like Storm, that should get the cinematic big debut, not just some random, scene. But this is What If. It's all, to me, like episodes just to, like, have some fun and muck around for a bit. It's the same actress that does the voice in the animated series, like 97. So to me, it's like they might do that. Like, for me, it's like, I don't understand why anybody would be mad about, well, the first time we see an X-Men MCU, Storm in the MCU, it's in What If. And people feel like it's like, she's downgraded. But to me, it's just a good time show. And this is not going to impact anything going forward for people. If anything, I'm just hyped to, like, man, that's going to be my most anticipated episode now. So I don't know. And that's what I was saying before you go. For me, seeing White Vision bugs me more than seeing Storm, because to me, we should be seeing White Vision in the MCU right now. Because, like, they're like, what if is there to do with White Vision? We haven't even got the what happened with him yet. Yeah. There's usually what if is based off
it's just what right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, usually it's based off, oh, Tony Stark landed in a cave. Oh, but in this episode he goes to Sakaar. It's like he pimped off in WandaVision. I don't want to see anything from White Vision right now until we get him in the real Sacred Timeline stuff. So seeing this, that bugs me more than seeing Storm, which is just like gonna be some random Storm from a universe that's gonna be cool because she's a whole Mjolnir. Like, I'm all for that. This, I'm more like, this is very odd, but maybe they're just going to say he's always starts as a White Vision. I don't know. But yeah, I have no issues with Storm being in this because this is just a fun series for the most die-hard fans. No one in my family, none of my friends, the people that watch, like we talk about Wicked, Gladiator, and the one superhero movie a year, they're not going to be like, oh, I heard Storm was in What If? Like, no.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, what do they do? Like, this is a very little watch show. It's a niche show for the hardcore audience.
No, I'm completely in agreement with you. I didn't know people were getting up in arms because to me it just doesn't really make sense. And it's not like it's just Storm, right? Like, it's Storm as like Thor. Like it is a different version of the character. Like, we're not going to be getting this version when she comes to the MCU. And like, we already had her in a show this year that you could make the argument it is a part of the MCU because it is just
multiverse.
All it's all multiverse. So I don't get that at all. I'm super hyped for that. And yeah, I honestly, I thought it was strange seeing Snow Vision, White Vision here of just, I don't know.
Snow Vision, right. We call him Snow Vision, right? Because we don't like White Vision's a little off-putting.
It sounds odd, yeah. I don't know. I'm interested in what makes this much different, right? Because last time we got
White Vision. That's what some people have for that new Captain America trailer. Like, oh, that's not my Steve Rogers. That's
throw a helmet on him. Let's make him. Let's put the White Vision on him.
Yeah, a white helmet, of course, too.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah. So we got Snow Vision. Witness the season. We got Nebula. Ironheart, which is funny. We're getting more
that's
like.
I wanted to pause that.
That's Agatha right there.
This is Agatha?
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
Agatha. So I'm excited to see what she's up to. I'm very curious, again, Barbosa, that we're getting a seemingly Bucky and Red Guardian episode, which is just like, which is fine, because, you know, it's multiverse and whatnot, but I just feel like anyone would be like, well, we're going to do the Thunderbolts movie. Like, I'm still excited to see it, but like, I'm a little less typed because like, this is what I want. It's stuff like, okay, Kate Bishop and Shang-Chi. I don't think in the near future we're seeing that team up, so let's have it here with Bucky and Red Guardian. I'm like, well, we're going to also get that next year. So that is like a little less hyped for me now. So,
And the other one wasn't like a different era, right? Like this one... Like this one's old westerny, and then what was the Bucky and?
It just looks like they're like in war.
Yeah, it looks like they're in Thunderbolts.
Because look, it's young Red Guardian, so I think they're gonna say like, what if Red Guardian and they met at that time? But it's like, okay, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Up for an adventure?
Always.
Nice.
Let's see what's going on there. That was interesting.
Hidalgo in
Yeah, the Hidalgo's there. Yeah.
To understand.
Mechanic.
What if Jack survived?
What
Let's get eye shots there.
It's
Valkyrie.
Here we go.
There you go. You can hear. You heard the Agatha there. Right?
Are you kidding? I'm a duck. I was born to fly.
Good.
Strap in.
Pause right there. I've said before, one of my biggest disappointments, introduced Howard the Duck back in 2014.
Yeah.
Barely used anything there. Why is he not a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy? Why is he not a Marvel special presentation? Bastards. So I'm happy to see he'll be in an episode here.
With Darcy too, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's a good pairing there. Dormammu. So this is interesting because you got Dormammu, and then you also, which I don't know who that is, but you got
Zeus,
Dormammu.
isn't it?
Is it Zeus?
He's got a lightning bolt in his hand. Looks like.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think you're right. But you got Dormammu, and then you also got Caecilius coming up. So it looks like we're going to get a very Doctor Strange 1-centric What If episode, which is good because two characters we haven't seen in a very long time. So
Yeah.
The world will be left defenseless.
Who's this?
That's
oh,
Moon
that's
Knight.
yeah, it's Moon Knight. Okay.
Yeah, he's in that mech episode because later on you see a mech Moon Knight, you know, Khonshu and stuff. So they got that whole Transformers thing going on.
This is the shot we have.
See right there. You got all
It's like Voltron.
right there. Yeah.
essentially.
Let's finish it.
Which kind of cute, you know. He says Avengers Assemble, and like you know, let's go into machine. So
No, this is sick. I like that.
Assemble.
I'm not like a big Gundam guy or anything, but like
me either. Yeah.
Shay and I went through Voltron.
Yeah.
Great show.
Similar to Power Rangers, well too, right? They would like put the things together. So yeah, like that's not what I'm super hyped for, but could be fun.
Totally.
And that's Monica Rambeau, like fully powered up, I think there. Oh, good Hulk.
This is where your story ends.
See, pause there. That's what. Oh, good pause. No, yeah, stay right there. Stay right there. That's fine. Because the other Watus, the season's gonna end in a whole. The first 4 episodes will just be offshoots, and then we'll get into the whole. Oh, we're all connected, and we're fighting this. So, like, I'm a little less excited for that, but whatever. That's what they've done. But and then this is exciting because that's fucking Quinn and Beck right there. That's Mysterio, and
okay. I like
that.
it.
I don't know what they're doing with him, but that's that to me could be super fun. So I'm very excited about that. So there's some couple like spicy characters. I'm like, okay, this is could be some fun stuff going on.
That's awesome because Mysterio. I love Mysterio as a character. Like, always been one of my favorite Spider-Man character villains.
agree.
Just for the look alone. Like, I just always loved his appearance, and I feel like the more I watch Spider-Man Far From Home, I like that Mysterio less. But like the first time that we got it, I loved it. Like I love that it was just a trick the whole time. Like it's really smart on like how they would do this like Magic Man to make it just
Good
like
updated version in the
yeah.
MCU. Yeah.
So I am looking forward to see a different version, and I don't know. I feel like I didn't notice that it was Mysterio at first, and now that I'm like just palating that, it's like pretty much on par with the Storm hype. Like that's so exciting to see what's gonna come out of this.
That's the thing in these trailers. They just throw so much people at you, right? So
yeah. What if the Eternals never were a thing?
The only answer
they just die right away by Thanos.
is what if?
What if?
Some great faces.
Yep.
Nice.
Maybe it's time that we called in some help.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, look at that.
Especially when I heard her voice and it was like, I'm getting chills right now. God damn.
Yeah.
Just as sure as the rock.
I love the classic like chills one because like it's a, it's a good
Chills.
That other one is just a little.
Just as sure as a rock is covered in chills already.
It's also the cowboy hat too. That's what just sells and everything. But
Put him in that What If episode with Kate Bishop and Shang-Chi.
oh yeah, fuck yeah, get on the horse. Yeah, red one's about to bomb something. Yeah, he just
Give him
breaks the
Hidalgo.
horse down. The horse can't even ride. All right, let's take our last ad break and then we'll finish up with some topics. And
We'll look at the trailer, don't we? Do we have Mission Impossible 8?
do we need to pull it up for like a? We're talking about that trailer, but do we need to pull it up for a breakdown? I don't
No,
think so.
I just wanted to.
Yeah. No,
mention
we're
some
talking about it.
things
Don't
and-
worry. We're
okay,
talking
good.
about it. Don't worry. We'll be right back. My God, this guy trying to hijack it. Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? No. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Mission Impossible, Nolan's new movie. And then what else did I have in there? All right, the Dumbledore front runner. Yeah, leave Mission Impossible last. We'll start that. So, the guy that's potentially playing Dumbledore. Have you seen anything? If not, because this could be a quick one.
I saw the actor. I saw the look. What does this mean? What does this mean?
Mark Rylance. What do you mean? What does this mean?
I feel like there's something I'm missing.
No, I was just asking. Do you know the actor of all to say that's? I
saw the image and I saw it. I'm like, damn, that fits. That looks good. I
You
like
also gotta
that.
have long hair and everything.
Why did I not see that guy when I did my draft pick?
Yes, go check out everybody. We did our Harry Potter fan cast, which fucking Trask told you. Nostradamus over here. I'm like, I feel like we should do this because it's like they have the show's not for 2 years now, but I'm like, they're casting these kids. They're gonna cast these adults soon, and now already 2 weeks after we did it, it's like, oh, the front runner for Dumbledore is that, and yeah, for me, he's a good pick. He's not my pick, I'll say that, but he's a good because I've heard that Dumbledore in the books, the beginning books, he's a bit more goofy and the kind of jokey, and this guy can do that where he can come off very jokey and jovial, but he could become very dark and serious. So I think he's a very solid pick. He's British actor, so I think they're going to keep with that theme that I talked about. But yeah, it's not something that I was like, oh fuck yeah, this is a really great pick. It's just something that's like, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, he's in Ready Player One. I really liked him more scarier, but a couple of years ago he was in Bones and all, and fuck, that was a creepy performance. But yeah, Oscar winner actor, so they're going after some big names. So I'm excited that we're getting this news because that means soon we're going to start they're probably, I don't know if they're going to narrow them down one by one or just go for whoever, but that means soon we're going to start getting news about the other ones. And I'm just so curious when we get to, I was saying this, Emily, when we get to Snape, I know Dumbledore is definitely important, but for me, I think Snape's my favorite, but Snape, just because there's so many times where he's the adversary, he's the friend, there's the big reveals that happen with him. He's such an important character. I'm like, man, they gotta nail that casting. That has to be somebody that even if it's a no-name actor that just ends up being great, that's fine. But it has to be a no-name actor that's fucking great, or it has to be a name that's I don't think they can be oh, we're gonna go for a hot take pick on this one. It's no, you got to get somebody that's gonna do well. So I'm just excited now that we're getting this cast now to see okay, we're gonna get that McGonagall and Hagrid, we're gonna, and fuck, when we get Quirrell, it's oh, that we know it's on the back of it. Does he look like he has that on his back of his head, so and Superman Mike, I'm 100% with you. I'll always remember him as the guy that stole Stallone's Oscar. I agree. I don't think he deserved it for Bridge of Spies, and I always have a chip on my shoulder. So of course when I saw him that, I'm like, oh yeah, of course he's gonna be in that, but very good actor. So in Nolan's movie, lots of good actors added to that. Lupita Nyong'o, Anne Hathaway, and Tom Holland. And Zendaya, but then also Tom Holland, Matt Damon scheduled to star. You weren't on the newscast last week when me and Taylor talked about just Holland and Damon, but what did you think about this cast so far? There's still no official development of what the movie is. There's tons of rumors, but Nolan's camp have said don't believe anything that's out there. So who knows what that means? But what do you think of this cast so far?
I think it's a good bunch. I think we can get some good juice out of those pairings, and I mean, I just trust Nolan with my whole life. I trust fall right into any movie that he's making these days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
with whoever, give him whoever. Yeah. Give him the Taskmaster lady.
Hey, she'd be good. I liked her in Hitman, back in the day, and she's a Bond girl too.
She was in Hitman. That's right.
She was.
Yeah.
She's the love interest. Yeah. And then she's a Bond girl, one of my least favorite Bond girls, but a Bond girl nonetheless. But no, there's not much to say here. I'm excited to see him pair with Anne Hathaway because I think this is the third time. Because we got Interstellar, Dark Knight Rises. I don't think I'm missing anything, so I think that'll be good.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Yeah,
No, you got him.
And then it's funny though, like I guess not, because who do we have? We have. So we have Damon and Hathaway as returners, then we got Holland, Lupita, and Zendaya. Having Hathaway's great. I'm just focused on Zendaya and Lupita just because Nolan hasn't worked with them. It's interesting because Oppenheimer he did that too, but I feel like it's Josh Hartnett and like what are the? Let me just pull up the names.
Like the
here.
Nolan crew. Is that who you're
Yeah, like
thinking?
he has the Nolan crew, but then because like Emily Blunt, he had he worked with her before? Am I wrong on that? Why does it feel like he worked with Emily Blunt before in Oppenheimer? I don't know. But anyways, you know what? No, I'm proving my theory wrong. I'm completely taking it back. Because I just thought, like, Lupita, Zendaya, Tom Holland, these were some very big choices for the Nolan crew people. But, like, Oppenheimer, he had, like, Downey and Pugh. So already I'm like, oh, yeah, those are big names. So I like that of course, anybody's going to work at the chance, like, do anything to work with them. The word going around that Zendaya's role is like a small one. So I imagine it could be something like Pugh. Not saying like it's going to be like she's naked having sex with Oppenheimer. But yeah, it could be. But like I think it's going to be something like the size of that. But yeah, it's the cat like and Lupita like. To me, that's who I always said like I was going back and forth between Pugh and Lupita for the best actress in the world.
Yeah.
Now I got Stone up there because I think Stone's just been on a run, but Lupita is still to me in that solidified top 5 like slot right now. Like even this year with Quiet Place, she was great. So her and Nolan together, that's just like another like fuck. Like can't wait to see what they do. So this cast, like even again, like you can just say Nolan and then show this cast. Don't tell me the title. Don't tell me what it is. Just say, hey, July 25th, 2026, Nolan movie's going to be there. It's like, fuck, I'm there. So I'm happy. So far, there's not been someone added where I'm like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that. It's just every time it's like, oh, this movie keeps getting better and better somehow, you know?
Yeah, no, it's all positive news in my mind.
And then finally, Mission Impossible, which funny enough, finally, the final reckoning. Obviously,
Is that what it's called? I couldn't even get a title out of this because it's been switched from Dead Reckoning Part 2.
Yes.
Right? They broke away from the Part 1 and 2 after.
It was Dead Reckoning Part 2, and then it was just Mission Impossible 8, and now it's Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning. So, which I think clever, good way to go from Dead Reckoning to Final Reckoning. We haven't confirmed this, but we're talking that we probably, because we announced years ago we were going to do a retro, and they said, oh, we don't know if this is the final one, but now it looks like that because 7 underperformed. I think they're like, yeah, maybe the juice is gone out of here. So, and I think with Final Reckoning, like, this better be the last one. And to me, like, I love most of these movies. I love Tom in here, but I think it is time to move on or at least take a break because they're coming out quite a bit. Like I said, they're still great, but yeah, this trailer really good. They always have great marketing, really good. They're trying to hit on the heartstrings. I think it was smart that they called it the Final Reckoning. I think it was also smart that we were talking about in the Discord that in this trailer you don't see or hear a single thing about the entity. Now the entity is probably in this movie, but I think they're smart not to put in the trailers because people did not enjoy that. And my hope, I don't think I'm right because I think Maddie's like, oh, prepare yourself, but my hope is like cold open, first mission of this movie, they like destroy the entity, and the rest of it is like the events that precede destroying of the entity. Yes, but I don't know if that'll be the case. Lots of stuff in here. They show the fucking rabbit's foot in here from Mission Impossible 3, which is very interesting. So yeah, I'm all game. I think I'm more excited if this is for sure that they're writing this as the final one, because I think that you can get your Logan ending, you can get your No Time to Die ending. I think that gives it more, and I think that's good for marketing as well too, because if like whatever happened with the last movie, don't understand. I drafted it. I thought after Top Gun, oh man, people love they do love Tom Hanks. They love Tom Cruise. For some reason, they just said, we're not going to come out to this one. It's still, I'll pull out when Kirkland's talking. It still did well, but just not nearly as well as some of the other ones. I think trying to, symbolize this is the final time, that will get a few extra butts in the seats, because it was the last time I can see him be Ethan Hunt hanging off this balcony or train or whatever it is. So, but yeah, overall, thought the trailer was great, and I'm excited to do a retro with you guys. I'm excited to watch that movie. But what do you think about this?
Yeah, I thought it was an alright trailer. I didn't get like, to me it's just like a cement mixer of just shots like from the movie.
Yes.
That like, I thought the music was like pretty generic too. Like it just seemed like, okay,
Yeah, why
this
no
is- this is-
theme?
This is I don't know. It was strange. It seemed like some moments I could smell a little something of the theme, but like they really didn't just go full balls to the walls. So like to me it felt like a movie that had come out that someone had made, just like a collaborative type trailer for. And kind of sounds negative, but I think everything I saw looked good. Like I'm still very much looking forward to this movie. Yeah, I thought Dead Reckoning was quite a dip from Fallout. I think like I was gonna say Fallout's my favorite, but then I'm remembering Philip Seymour Hoffman and that third man, and like
We'll do it. We'll cement it in the
I'm so excited to do that
retrospective.
retro. Yeah, it's gonna be lots and lots of fun. Last time I had Paramount Plus before I unsubscribed, I was just slowly going through those movies again.
Same, yeah.
There's some juice in there, so very much looking forward to that, and I'm very much looking forward to this adventure. I'm looking forward to like those underwater shots when they're in the north, finding that frozen man in the water.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I'm glad that watching this trailer, I didn't think of the entity like once, which was good. I think it's a smart decision. I did laugh at the end of this trailer because it's just like it's supposed to be like the set of the final adventure, like this big moment. It's just Tom Cruise looking at the screen like, trust me one final time, and I'm like, this is just Tom Cruise talking to all the fans that are like, he's trying to like get their money to go see this movie. Like, trust me, we can make another good Mission Impossible movie, just trust me one more time. I thought it was a funny way to end the trailer, but I mean, I'm gonna be there opening day. I'm a sucker for these. And yeah, ever since I've started seeing these movies in theaters, it's been like I have to see them. I think it would have started. What was the one before Fallout? Was that Ghost Protocol?
Rogue Nation.
Rogue Nation. I think that was the first one I'd seen in theaters, actually. So since then, that's when I've been going on my theater experience. And yeah, loved Fallout. I really hope this hits like the Fallout level, honestly, especially that it's the end, like end of the adventure. Haley Atwell's in there. I don't remember seeing Rebecca Ferguson in this trailer.
No, I didn't see her either.
Okay. What happened? Did she die in the last movie or something? I'm misremembering?
I don't know.
Okay. You seem suspicious right now.
I think you need to go rewatch Dead Reckoning Part 1. And
there you go. It's been...
You'll get some answers.
So she must have died.
They definitely tell you what's going on with her character there. So
Okay,
you know,
okay.
you got Palm in here too. I'm excited to see her join the
Clement
team.
Teef, yes.
Yeah. Are you? My final question is: are you? Are you happy? Like, are you fine with it being the fine? Like, if they stick to it, like, you think it's a good time to sunset this, or do you think they get a big hit on their hands and they're like, obviously, if they just fucking cut Tom Cruise in half, then he's done. But I'm saying, like, if they end in a way where he's like happy at the diner, like what are you in the mind of? Hey, if this is great and a big hit, whatever, just do another. Or do you think, like, time to go out on the sword?
Definitely the former. I think if it makes a lot of money, just keep making them. They're good movies. Maybe give a little bit of a buffer in between the movies, because as you mentioned, like, they have been coming out more recently, it seems, these last ones, because like what's the average of like years between each movie, like especially looking back on the first one, like I feel like there was some big jumps between.
There was, but then once Ghost
jump?
Protocol happened, then they're pumping them out. So we got maybe not too much, but so first one's 96, and then the second one's 2000, so 4 years. And then 3 is 2006, so 6 years. And this happened again. And then 4 is 2011, so that's 5 years. And then Rogue Nation is 15, so that's 4 years between. And then 2018 is 3 years. And then it's tough because Dead Reckoning came out in 2023, but that was COVID and some strikes too, right? So that was some stuff. So, but that's a 5-year gap. So really, it's like on average 4 to 5 years. So I actually thought it was a bit sooner, but 4 to 5 years. So
okay, yeah.
Tom's also getting old though too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I could see them at some point in time doing like a legacy sequel without Tom in the future, but this is very much Tom's game, and I don't know. maybe lower percentage then that we would be getting. Like even if it does do really well, just another one in the future. But like, what else is Tom doing moving forward? I feel like it's just.
Well, they're doing Top Gun 3.
Oh, they're
doing
doing
Top Gun 3, and then he's worked with Alejandro Iñárritu for his Oscar run next year. That's the guy who got Leo his Oscar for The Revenant, so he's doing a movie with him, and Birdman, so he's doing a movie with that guy. So I think
there you go.
I think Cruise is in full on. I'm gonna go get that Oscar now. I've broken my ankle enough times. It's time to. It's time. You know, like I always say this, like when we did. Also, we had fun with it, but like God, what's our favorite Christmas movie that we retrospective?
With the Arnold?
No, Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh, Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, like I do miss, as much as I love Top Gun and Mission Impossible, which Top Gun he gets to do a bit more. I love Tom Cruise just in a drama movie, and that's the one thing I am excited about him getting older, that hopefully he'll stop doing action stuff and we can get that guy back, where it's just because he is a great actor upon that stuff, but I think he's going to transition in more drama stuff. Like I'd love to, like, remember when there was those rumors he's going to be in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? It's like, fuck, man, like that's what I want to see. Like I want to see Cruise in a Tarantino movie, you know, like that's like that's where, like, I love Mission Impossible, but let's have him work with some of these other directors. Like get him in fucking a Denis Villeneuve movie or something. Like come on. Like I think there's just so much
type character.
Well, in Dune, because he's the same side, but I think he's just so like. He's kept himself to this box with people he works with all the time, which is great. It worked out for him, but I think it's just like I want to see him experiment a little, you know? But we'll see.
Yeah. I agree.
But there we go. We've done it, ladies and gentlemen. We are here, but we are gone now. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. I'm not sure when the next newscast will be. Obviously, I will not be on that one. So thank you, Kirkland, for holding us down.
Send you off.
Yeah. So that will be for not at least until another 2 weeks, because you guys got Gladiator review next week. So that's why. And then the newscast. And then honestly, for everyone listening, there won't be many newscasts in December, because there's stuff like Creature Commandos, Sonic 3, and Lord of the Rings movies, and that usually takes up the Thursday slot. So you'll still get like bread and butter and side quests and everything like that. And I'm sure, like, you know, there is rumors to be a Superman trailer. So I'm sure if that happens, you and Taylor would do some sort of, you know, quick breakdown thing. But surprisingly lots of movies coming out here in November, December. But I'll be excited from now on to be a listener and get my ears.
Yes.
I won't know when the drops are coming, you know. So like that Harrison Ford one, that'll be me every time. So that one got me. You can look on the. I guess it covers me, but it legitimately scared me. Yeah, you jump scared me when you hit the Ford one. But
some of the videos are like, they just so much more jump scary than others. Like the classic Dune scream, that one would, you know, that would be if someone goes off you, you'd drop that one on someone. It's been a while. I'm gonna have to bring it back.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Dalton, for the nice words. But yes, no, I'll be gone for a few months. But, you know, when I return, there'll be lots to talk about, and these guys will hold it down. There'll be some fun times, and I'm sure the whole time I'll be gone, there'll be some jokes at my expense, and I'll just have to keep track of them and get you guys back when I return, you know. So, but I'll be happy to be a listener for a bit. But that's it for GV 640. And hear from us next. I'll not be boring.